Alright guys, Beelum here, back with another live stream here of Assassin's Creed Revelations. So yeah, today's been a pretty busy day for me. We're getting a really late start here. Did not want to start stream so late here. I was planning on starting at around 11 or so, but just things went wrong. But whatever. So yeah, we still gotta do the normal stuff here at the beginning. Got to go ahead and switch the category to Assassin's Creed Revelations. If I can find it. Where is it? Where is Assassin's Creed Revelations? Why is it so hard to find? I mean, like, okay, there it is. Okay, Assassin's Creed Revelations. There we go. Okay, I might as well just load the game. I don't know why I started on the main menu. I should just load the game before I start it. Okay, so there's that, and then we just gotta test the stream out. If I can also just find that. And hello. And I think we're good. Alright, so yeah, we're starting Revelations. We're continuing on for Revelations. Yeah, things, today was kind of a fuck day. It's so weird. I got out of work early, too. Like, I got out of work. Yeah, it was all set up to start stream before even, like, 11 o'clock, and I was, like, super ready. Then just, found out about something that essentially I need to get done tonight, and, through that now, it's been an hour and a half. It's 12:17 at the time that I am talking right now, and yeah, obviously lost a lot of time here, but I'm still gonna stream here for a few hours, hopefully. This will probably be shorter than like the 3 to 4 hour streams I've been doing recently, obviously with the exception of the last one as well, but we'll go for at least a couple hours, I think, unless I like completely die. But yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, last stream was a bit shorter because the game crashed on me. So, yeah, as I said, I am streaming this from the base PS4. So, because of that, when the game crashes, essentially stream ends, because that's what I'm streaming from. However, hopefully, I did turn on the setting on Twitch to so that when the stream disconnects, it doesn't automatically end stream. So I'm hoping that that kind of fixes the problem to where if it happens again, I could just continue on with the same stream when I reboot the game. Hopefully that's the case. If it isn't the case, then it's fine too. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. But again, the main reason I ended stream early last time, that was just like, again, game crash, and it's like I was only going to go for another like 20-30 minutes anyway. It's like at that point I might as well just call it a day. But here again, like, let's go ahead and just continue on. We're gonna have to redo the mission that we did at the end of the last episode, so that's gonna be fun. Or at least redo parts of it. I don't know if we have to redo the entirety of it. I forgot how Revelations works and like Brotherhood and stuff. Because like, to be honest, I don't ever stop playing in the middle of a mission. But whatever. Oh, fuck off. Okay, it is gonna. Oh wait, no. We're good.
That took some time.
Oh yeah, this is exactly where we left off. Okay, so it kind of worked out. Yeah, this is exactly where we left off. Okay.
And here is my shop.
Yeah, we just finished the tomb, so.
Look at the margins.
Yeah,
And these are titles of books.
work today. That was fine. Did not stream last night, largely because I was editing my Yakuza Like a Dragon video. And I did get it done. Not coming up for a while, but I got it done.
From what I can tell, I need to find these 3 books first. They may contain clues to locate the rest of these.
Molto curioso.
Another was found beneath Topkapi Palace, but there is still time to reach the others.
Found by whom?
Yeah, this is feel weird playing a Ubisoft game here immediately after the recent reports today. And all the sexual assault stuff is still going on within Ubisoft, despite the fact that they got called out for it last year. Which it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Ubisoft? But whatever. Alright, let's just continue on. I believe Yusuf meets us right outside, right? And then this is where he tells us to go to the Romanis, right? And then, yeah, we do the Romani mission. I believe all that's left is going back, doing Altair, and then we have to do Sentinel Part 2. I kind of forgot about that, too. So we actually have quite a bit lost to Sukkot 3.
This is one of Altair's 5 keys. A strange artifact.
Ah, it is like nothing I have ever seen. You should keep it somewhere safe.
At our headquarters, see. I will. What brings you this way?
I am coordinating with our allies today.
What's there up
The
there on?
thieves in the bazaar, the mercenaries
It's not
near the
too
Aston,
much.
and the
I'm
Romans
playing some Final
in the
Fantasy 15
Constantine
in my free
You're spread
time.
a bit thin,
Well, I finished the game already
Let
at
me
time
speak with the
last
Romans
stream,
myself.
but since then I've been
have
starting the
social contact
DLCs,
with
and
them
I've gotten
past.
through Gladios and Pronto.
Ease my mind.
And through that, I've kind of decided to change my mind a bit on my Final Fantasy 15 retrospective. Because initially what I was going to do was just
Have fun.
just do, like, do the 15 retrospective, including all the DLCs and possibly Kingsglaive and stuff like that. However, wait, is the tomb still here? I'm so confused. What is this Templar tomb or Templar or whatever? Not... Oh, wait. Oh, we have to go here to find a thing for... I forgot that was even... Okay. For some reason I didn't remember that was a thing. But yeah, yeah, so initially that video was going to be a pretty big video. Like, it was going to be pretty much everything Final Fantasy 15 related that I've experienced. However, since then, I've kind of changed my mind. I think, oh, we should finish the Piri stuff. I forgot about that. Because I fucked up last time, right? And, like, I was going to finish it, but then I went to the wrong one. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I will. So, yeah, initially that was going to be like a really big video. However, after playing the first 2 DLCs here, I kind of realized, like, I have a lot to talk about, even just with these 2 DLCs. And I feel like that alone can be a video. So what I'm going to do now is I've decided to split those videos into 2, essentially. I'll still be doing the Final Fantasy 15 retrospective. Like, it'll still be its own separate video that'll come out on the 5-year anniversary. But I also want to do entirely separate video for all of the DLCs and transmedia as well afterwards. Now, when will it come out? Probably not for a very long time, if I'm being honest. I have no, like, based on how this schedule is currently laid out, like, it's probably not coming out until like a year from now, like literally a year from now. But wait, what? Oh, did we finish all the Piri missions? Maybe we did. Wait, wrong one. This one. DNA. Where's the Piris? Did we do all of them? Like, obviously I didn't get full sync, but I'm not really trying to go for full sync. Oh, I did do all of them. Okay. So I kind of accidentally did all of them. Whatever. Alright, so yeah, I guess we'll just continue on the main story. Again, I kind of want to wait until we get the sequence 4 is where the game, like, starts to open up. So I kind of want to get to that point before we go and do much side content. Though we might actually do the Vlad the Impaler tomb right now. Just because it's near there anyway, so why not? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do an entirely separate video for Final Fantasy 15's Transmedia and DLC. Again, I don't know when it'll come out, but whatever. So essentially what that video is going to include, it's going to include the 4 DLCs, all of which I own. Well, the 4 story-based DLCs, all of which I own in episodes Gladius, Pronto, Ignis, and Arden. I'm going to include Kingsglaive, which is the movie. There's also like I believe it's an anime series. There's like a prequel series that's out there that I might watch. Like it's it's like 5 episodes, 15 minutes each, I think. So it's like it's not too much. Like it's essentially the length of a movie. So it's like I might just go ahead and watch that as well. I think it's called Brotherhood. It's like a prequel with all of the origin stories of the group. So I might try to watch that, and then I definitely want to read the what's it called? Dawn of a New World? Is that what it's called? The novel, essentially, that was released actually last year, which is really weird. It was like so recent, but essentially what happens is that Final Fantasy 15 had so the first 3 DLCs came out, and then after that they decided, okay, well, this was successful, so let's go ahead and make this massive, make essentially an alternate ending to the game through 4 more DLCs we have planned. And they made episode Arden, but the problem with that is that the creative director of Final Fantasy 15 left Square Enix. And along with him, essentially went the entire plan. So they canceled the games. However, they said, well, like, we already have the stories right now and everything. We might as well make it into a novelization. So they just ended up going in that round. That came out last year. And I read, like, the plot summary, and it's really interesting. I'm really interested in seeing how that goes. So I think I'm actually going to read it and talk about it in the video as well. So that's kind of the plan right now, is to make that, because I feel like that's enough for its own video. Like DLCs and transmedia for Final Fantasy 15, I feel like there's enough for its own video, and I feel like I would be interested in talking about it. So I decided, yeah, just split those into 2 separate videos there. So that's cool. Where am I going right now? Yeah, I mean, that's that. Really, that's been a lot of what's been on my mind recently. It's like Final Fantasy 15 and yeah, I mean, Assassin's Creed here, Revelations. So obviously, like, when we finish Revelations here, gonna start work on the retrospective, write the script, and same thing with Final Fantasy 15. When I get the opportunity, I'll write the script. So again, like last night, I did finish editing the Yakuza Like a Dragon video. I actually got a bit of a start on my 2020 year in gaming video. That's the next project I'm trying to finish, and I'm gonna spend some time editing it tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to finish it on Friday. And that's the last video for this batch of videos that I've been working on for the last 3 months. Really would like to just wrap this up. Again, it feels like it's like been forever that I started this batch of videos. So that'll be cool. Earlier today I did watch BBAU, which this has been a really fucking weird week of BBAU with the Intruder. Again, it's so fucking weird they're adding in people like halfway through the season, like adding in 6 people at the final 10. It's like, it's really fucking insane. And I really don't like what it's done essentially to the game. Like, it feels like again, like we just had the Katie boot last week, and it felt like the game was like really picking up a bit, but like it just kind of like goes to a halt, obviously, due to these players entering the game. And I think it will be like that for moving forward, where I think like that's going to become a prominent storyline, or at least you would assume it would. Like the fact that these people have come into the game so late, and it's like we even seen the preview that like Ari's talking about how he doesn't want them to win. And like, while I think I'm predicting that's probably going to lead to an Ari downfall episode, because I feel like this for a while, that I feel like Ari's kind of been set up for a fall for quite a bit now. I could be wrong, and it could actually be a winner's edit for all I fucking know, but the sense I get is that I'm expecting him to not make it too far. Because he's been getting a lot of just like random content that isn't even necessarily positive. And oh, okay, I fucked that up. And like it's been very villainous at it, which I don't think BBAU tends to reward. So I completely forgot about this tomb. I don't remember exactly how this tomb goes. Like, I've only played this tomb probably like maybe 2 or 3 times. Because like I never played it until the Ezio collection, and I don't even play it like every time I play Revelations. So, oh shit, I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, well that's perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Okay. What am I doing? Am I even going the right way? I probably know this is the wrong way. I think it was the wrong way. Yeah, it must have been the wrong way. That must have been where I came from. Oh, okay, cool, perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Obviously, I'm a master at the parkour system of Revelations, if you can't tell. But yeah, I mean, outside that, things are pretty much the same. Again, plans are exactly the same right now from where they were the last couple streams. Again, we'll play Revelations till we're done. Don't exactly know when we'll finish it. Again, I'm not in a big rush to finish it. But I think it'll probably end up being somewhere around... I think it'll take around like 5-ish episodes. Then again, by like the first 2 episodes here being a bit shorter than expected, like maybe it'll take more, but and I'm expecting like 5-ish episodes. And then after that, again, like not 100% on what I'm gonna play next. And to be honest, it really doesn't matter that much. Like, there's nothing I really need to play. That's something I kind of realize now, is that like at the point that I'm at right now, it's like I'm kind of so far ahead on video game videos that it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not like I'm like in dire need of like playing something in particular. Like, obviously, like I am going to be doing that top games of the generation video, which like in an ideal world I would replay some of those games before I'm making the thing before making the video, which I probably will end up doing. Like, I mean, I think at this point, like, it's probably the most probable thing to do is play some of those games before we make those videos, because like, why not? Again, that video probably like at the earliest that video is going to be coming out, I think at this point, is probably I fucked that up. But yeah, the earliest that video is coming out at this point is probably somewhere in like October or so. Feels like we have a lot of time. Like, I'm not in a rush to get. And to be honest, in an ideal world, there's a decent amount of games I would like to play before making that video as well. So, and that's probably what we'll do. Again, Death Stranding's a game that's been on my mind. I don't know how good of a stream game that is, though, but to be honest, I don't think it really matters. Like, obviously, like, most people that watch my streams don't really watch for the game. What am I doing right now? Oh, I'm just fucking... Okay, I'm an idiot. Aren't really watching for the game in particular. I would like to do Red Dead 2. Okay, cool. I would like to do Red Dead 2. The problem is that's such a long game. Can you not do that? It's such a long game that I just don't think it's like realistic to really do that right now. Especially when there's like no real reason. Like, I'm pretty solid on my opinion of Red Dead 2. Like, I don't think it'll change through replay. So like, really just playing is just kind of pointless right now, and I'm not like making any specific video on it. So that's kind of why I'm a bit more hesitant to replay Red Dead 2 right now. Even though I would like to play it again. Yeah, but like, there's certain games, a lot of like Japanese games, I feel like, are games that I'm more apt to replay right now. I'm fucking idiots right here. So again, like Death Stranding, well, Nier Automata I'm going to be playing on my own because I need footage for that. But, let's see, I mean, like, let's look at the list. I mean, yeah, Death Stranding, Gravity Rush 2 is definitely something. I'll replay Judgment, but that's, again, like, also kind of serves another purpose as well, because I'm doing a Judgment video. Jedi Fallen Order is interesting. Maybe we'll play Jedi Fallen Order, but again, I don't see any realistic way Jedi Fallen Order makes the list. Like, I'll be very surprised if Jedi Fallen Order goes up that much on my replay. So, I don't know. Firewatch, Inside, we'll replay those. Well, I don't know, we could just play, like, some games just general. Like, we could play Last of Us 1 and 2. That's something I would like to stream. I would like to stream Horizon Zero Dawn at some point, especially for, like, when Horizon Forbidden West comes out. We can do the rest of the AC series, too. Why not? Ghost of Tsushima, that's another one. I think I'll probably try to stream. But yeah. I love how, like, it fucking spawns you in the middle of the restricted area, though. Which is really dumb.
Hey, you shouldn't be up here.
But yeah, I mean, fuck. We did get a lot of, like, reality TV news, right? In the last few days. I mean, to be honest, none of which I have, like, that major of opinions on. I mean, with Survivor US, we got the announcement that they're not doing, tribe names anymore, or they're not doing season names anymore. Which it's like, they're just going to essentially be calling it Survivor 41, or just Survivor, which is like, it's fine. Like, to me, it's like Survivor US is kind of been getting ridiculous with, like, having to theme its season around, like, a specific thing just so it can have a title. So it's like, I do feel like through this, like, maybe we will just, like, yeah, like, I mean, I think you lose some appeal. Like, I obviously, like, remembering all these names was, like, a kind of a cool thing. Like, it's like a... But it's like, by the time we got to, like, HHH, it's like, what the fuck are we doing? It's like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, to me, like, it's fine. Like, it's... I would have ideally liked to have names for seasons, but it's not the worst thing. That they're getting rid of it. This is a dumb mission. I fucking hate this mission. Alright. Yeah, so that's that. We did also get confirmation on the theme for Australian Survivor, which is that's gonna be Brains versus Brawn, which, I mean, like, everyone knew that, right? It's like for me, it's like I felt it was pretty clear that's what they were doing. I felt like it was very unlikely they were doing anything else, because, like, this is the thing, like, we've heard a ways back now that season 5 or season 6 was going to be a theme used in the US, or like a theme, a popular theme, right, from the US, I think is what they said, something like to that nature. And it's like, at that point for me, oh well, fuck, like, it's like there weren't really many other options, like, especially like when it came to like something Australian Survivor would do. It's like, for me, it's like Brains versus Brawn versus Beauty was like the most obvious option there. Now, the fact that they got rid of the Beauty tribe, like, is fine to me. Like, I mean, like, I don't, like, I just feel like it's weird that we even had, like, a Beauty tribe. Like, at one point. It's like, what the like, it's so weird that we were literally, like, having a group of people being classified by looks. Like, it's so bizarre to me. That was actually a thing. But yeah, Brains vs. Brawn, it's cool. I'm worried about it being Australian Survivor, though, in the sense that Australian Survivor has been very physical recently. So I do worry that the Brawn tribe's going to be... I mean, that essentially the Brawn tribe's going to have an advantage, but I would think they're going to balance things out. I mean, like, you would assume they would, but, I mean, this is Australian Survivor. But they, I mean, to be fair, I mean, like, Australian Survivor Season 1, or Australian Survivor Champions vs. Contenders Season 1, obviously, like, had that massive issue where, like, the contenders were so much weaker than the champions on that season. I feel like they fixed that to a degree in Season 2. I mean, to be honest, probably in the opposite direction, but where I believe the champions lost a lot of challenges pre-merge, right? But actually, we need to switch to the poison. But I think it worked out for better, though. Even though it's a season that I don't particularly love, even though I know a lot of people do love it. Can you, like, not? There we go.
You want me to carry it?
I always hated this mission. It's always been really dumb to me.
Is he in? Leave him. We cannot stay.
Alright. There we go. Yeah, I mean, what else can we talk about? Channel's been doing okay in the last few days. I mean, the Jeff Probst season ranking video has been doing pretty well, been doing pretty consistent over the last few days. Definitely one of my better performing videos in a while. I believe it's the best performing video of the month. But again, that's not saying much considering this month hasn't been the greatest so far in terms of like the videos that have been coming out. But yeah, I mean, like it's the best video since my winter ranking version of the videos. I mean, that's cool at least. And fuck, we might be fucked by this angle. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah. And then what else is there?
What the hell is going on?
Yeah, BB Cam player ranking comes out tomorrow.
God help.
That is the plan there. And then the next video after that's actually a Big Brother Dreamcasting video. So there's the next two videos. We'll see how the BB Cam player ranking does. I'm not feeling great about it. Again, it's been obviously almost 2 weeks since the finale at this point. Like, it's been a while. The main, like, but again, like, scheduling wise, it didn't make sense to release it earlier just because there's no real major opportunity to because of the circle and everything. But, cancel. But, we'll see how it plays out. Why the fuck are you not targeting this guy? Thank you. Thank you? Kind of. There we go. I'm surprised you didn't get detected there. Usually if I'm that close, I usually end up getting detected. But yeah, BB Cam player ranking is coming tomorrow. And then, Dreamcasting Second Chance, I mean, like, again, like, not thinking he'll do well at all. But, gotta get it out at some point. I mean, that's been in the back burner for a while, so I think now's the time to get that. There's actually gonna be 3 videos, so that's something. Again, my obviously on Monday I have the video that everyone's been waiting for, the why you should play 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Obviously, everyone wanted that video. Everyone was waiting for it. And I followed that up on Wednesday with another video everyone's been waiting for, the Survivor UK Pulau Tiga 20-year retrospective. Again, everyone has been waiting for it, so gotta give it. I mean,
yet somehow we have become citizens
two obviously massive videos there. I mean, to be fair, in terms of size, I mean, I don't remember how long the Pulau Tiga retrospective is, but it is like 50 minutes or so. The other video is actually my shortest video ever, the why you should play 13 Sentinels. I mean, it was pretty much just me. I recorded the spoiler review, and afterwards I was like, fuck, it feels like such a wasted opportunity not to have a non-spoiler video on it. So that's, I just like sat there and it took 15 minutes of raw audio that got condensed down to 6 minutes 50 seconds because that's the way I am. But yeah, it's just a general overview of the game. Not very specific, but again, just like, I feel like there should be more attention on that game. I feel like 13 Sentinels is a game that definitely got overlooked in the grand scheme of things. And to be honest, there's now that I've done the 2020 year in gaming video, There's one game from the year 2020 that I did not play that I kind of regret not playing now. And that is Sakura Wars, which is a game that like wasn't really on my radar. It's like a game that I saw like was on sale here and there for like $30, which to be fair is like higher than I was willing to pay for, and that's largely why I didn't get around to playing it before I made the video. But I think now that like I kind of know what that game is a bit more, I kind of do regret not playing it. I mean, like, it's like I don't know how much I would have liked it, but I at least wanted to give it a shot. Like, from my understanding, it's like a like, I believe before it was a tactical RPG, but I believe now it's an action RPG. But then they added a I mean, now they made an action RPG, and then it's obviously this is the first game I think in like 14 years or something, or 15 years, and it's like essentially like a dating sim mixed in. Like it seems like a game that like I would at least be intrigued to play. But yeah, I didn't play it, which I kind of regret at this point. But again, like this video is already so late. It's like the 2020 year in gaming video. Like by the time it comes out, which as of right now is like scheduled for June 23rd, I think, something like that. It's like it's literally almost half a year after the year ended. It's like I need to get this video out. So yeah. Yeah, 13 Sentinels is great. I have a spoiler review that I record. Well, technically I just finished editing the other day, but again, it's not coming out for a little bit. Like it's probably like based on how the schedule's working out right now, I think it's coming out July, like early July. I think it is because essentially, like again, it's gonna be a Wednesday video. I've talked about this before. It's like, the way I structure a channel is that Saturday videos are typically Survivor or Big Brother, and if not, then it's usually due to like a season of another like related show like ending recently, like something like Big Brother Canada or The Challenge, something to that nature. The Wednesday videos are kind of regulated to everything else. So essentially, again, like Wednesday videos, again, tomorrow is going to be the BB Can 9 player ranking. A week from then is going to be the Survivor UK Blue Gun retrospective. Should I just let myself be killed? I feel like I should just let myself die here. But then next month is kind of weird, where like the first 3 Wednesdays are oh no, 4. Yeah, first 4 Wednesdays are essentially going to be a mix of like 4 videos that I'm not. Well, the first one's going to be the Challenge All Stars review. Like that one I know for sure because we know when that's ending. After that, it's like it's a bit of a mess because we just don't know when Big Brother Australia is going to end. Because one of those Wednesdays is going to be the review for that season. Another one of those Wednesdays is going to be the Last of Us Part 2 retrospective that I did. And then the other one's going to be the 2020 year in gaming video. So it's like those 3 videos need to be there. And then by that point, we're at like June 30th, I think. And I try not to have more than 2 video game videos a month. So again, like June 30th is probably not going to be the 13 Sentinels video. So like at that point, we're already looking to July. So like that's probably when the video will come out. Like it's going to come out like the first opportunity that I have. But again, like at this point, it's pretty much not until July. I'm doing fine, I guess. Again, today's been a weird day. Like I got a really late start to this stream here because some stuff came up at the last second, and did waste some time. Again, I was like ready to start stream around 11 or so, but then like just stuff came up and didn't get around to it until like 12:15 or so. So it is what it is. Okay, what am I doing right now? I need to go across, right? Oh yeah, we're doing the Altair mission now. Okay, perfect. Obviously. But yeah, I mean, things are mostly just the same. Like no real like change in plans on most things. Just kind of just pretty stable right now. Again, like okay, whatever. I don't know what just happened there. Alright. yeah, I kind of talked about that earlier in the stream, but then no one was watching at that point. But yeah. So some news came out today, or well, that was like a few days ago. The Survivor 41 stuff, but yeah, that's some recent reality TV news. So I guess I'll just talk about it again. So Survivor's not getting names for seasons anymore. I'm fine with it. Like, it's not like a thing that I'm like super excited for. It's not like, oh yay, no more season names. But it's like, with the way that it's been recently, where they've been essentially creating these themes just to like have these names for seasons. Like, I feel like getting rid of the names is probably for the better at this point. Like, if we're like at the point that we're having like Survivor HHH and like I don't know, actually, I guess none of them since HHH have been that egregious. I mean, like, obviously, Winners of War's fine. I Am the Idols. I'm thinking, like, the fact that we even had the I Am the Idols twist, I feel like, was partially due to them needing a theme for the season. I don't know. I feel like they have the branding to just go with, like, just Survivor at this point. Like, I feel like it's fine for me. Anyways, I'm surprised the reaction hasn't been more negative to it. Like, I definitely thought it was going to be. Like, obviously, like, the reaction to a shorter season in terms of filming, like, was very, very negative. I thought this would get a very similar reaction, but I guess not. But both the changes are things I'm not that bothered with. I mean, the short season, like, I mean, that can actually have major effects on the gameplay of a season. We just don't know yet. But again, the known like names, it's like, it's fine. You're no idea. I mean, like, it's like, I'm annoyed in the sense that I feel like that was like a fun thing for me to do, of like, okay, well, like, I can attribute like these Survivor season names to numbers and that sort of thing. It's like, when I think of like HHH, I think of like, oh, that's Survivor 35. When I think of like Game Changers, that's 34, and like stuff like that. It's like, now it's like, well, just Survivor 41. Like, that's just kind of weird. But I mean, to be fair, it's like Survivor's like Survivor, like Australian Survivor, kind of did that already. Like, for like the first two seasons, there were no names or anything. And to be fair, really, Australian Survivor, like, even after Champions Contenders 2 is like more of a fan given name. Like, it's not even Champions versus Contenders 2. Like, it's not official. It's just Champions versus Contenders again. So it's like, I mean, Australian Survivors never really cared about their names. I feel like they are doing fine with it too. I don't know. It's like, it's a thing that's like annoying, but it's like, it's not really like a game changer. And it's like, I feel like at the end of the day, it's like, it probably is, like, it has the potential to be for the better from a production standpoint.
Altair, we have been betrayed. The enemy has overrun the camp.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be a fun thing to do too. Yeah, just come up with unofficial names. To be honest, I saw someone post this that I wouldn't be opposed to either. Is that they create names post-production. That they just like create names for seasons after the season is filmed, and like create the name after like what happened during the season, like kind of make it more of a name like about the themes of the season. I feel like that would be interesting, like, instead of like obviously shoehorning a theme onto the season. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, again, I'm not too bothered by it. We did also get Australian Survivor. I mean, speaking of themes, I guess Australian Survivor didn't announce their theme today. Actually, I didn't even see it actually until like right before I started streaming here, pretty much. And that is, we are getting Brawn versus Brain, or Brains versus Brawn, which is like, again, kind of expected. Pretty much exactly what I was expecting, because we got word a while back that they were using a US theme. And based on the way they were talking, it's like, yeah, they're doing Brains versus Brawn versus Beauty, except that they got rid of the Beauty, which, like, again, isn't that big of a deal, considering it's like, it always felt weird to me that there was a Beauty tribe anyway. Like, a tribe that's literally just on there because they're good looking. It's just like bizarre to me. So I think it's for the better too there. They got rid of Beauty. Again, talked about, a bit worried about challenges, because Australian Survivor has had very physical challenges, and to have an entire Brawn tribe seems a bit much, but I guess we'll see. I always love this, like, when he puts it on the helmet, it's like his muffled voice just sounds so weird. Yeah, like beauty like adds nothing to survive. I mean, it adds something. I mean, like obviously, like someone's attractiveness probably makes it a lot easier for them to integrate socially. But it's like when it comes to like having an entire tribe based on beauty is just bizarre. Okay, that did not work. Yeah, I remember like back, like it's kind of weird because like I feel like now like people aren't that, they just like think of it as like, oh yeah, brains, brawn, beauty. But it's like I remember like even at the time when the season like was announced, I was thinking like, this is weird. Why is there a beauty tribe?
I am surprised. You taught me many things, Al-Mualim, but patience was not one of them. Speak now.
I really do love this mission though. And this dialogue that comes up in a second here. I'm not even gonna bother. Actually, do I have to kill him? I might have had to kill him. I don't know if he detects me here. Oh no, we're good. Okay. Okay, perfect, obviously. I love this dialogue here in this confession. Really, the Confessions of Revelations are the best in the entire series, probably. I mean, like, it's there with Black Flag, but really that's like Darby's specialty, is writing these confessions.
You put too much faith in the hearts of men, Altair. The Templars know the truth. Humans are weak, base, and petty.
No. Our creed is evidence to the contrary.
Yeah, I find this guy very relatable.
I am not smart enough to understand,
by the way.
but I suspect the opposite.
That I am too wise to believe such rubbish. But yeah, and proof means nothing is cool.
You offered him a chance to salvage.
Yeah, again, yeah, beauty's like
Why?
never obviously been an attribute that led to success within Survivor. I mean, like, it's as much as it is in society. I mean, like, obviously, like, in attractive people just in general will obviously have benefits to them because they're attractive, but it's like, it's not the end all be all to every little thing. And also, like, what qualifies as attractive is obviously based on the beholder. It's like,
He was an assassin.
or the eyes of the beholder, whatever. You get the point, what I was trying to say.
Do you regret it?
How can I regret the only
Life I've ever known. I love this entire mission.
You may find a way in time, and it will be up to you to choose.
It's so weird that they got the voice actor from Al-Mualim from AC1 back, but they still changed the voice actor for Altair. Which, I guess, like, back to the Assassin's Creed, or the Ubisoft sexual assault stuff, it's like, not great that playing this on the day that that news came out, or more news about that came out. Plus, also we're playing as Altair, whose voice actors like one the has also gotten in a lot of trouble for sexual assault. Again, not great, but kind of works out that way. Yeah, I talked about this earlier on the stream too. It's like, it feels weird playing Revelations right now when like Ubisoft is obviously in the middle of like all this sexual assault stuff with again, like last year back in like May or so, a lot of Ubisoft like officials were getting in trouble for sexual assault, and they were getting called out for sexual assault and for having like a really terrible workplace and all that sort of stuff. And obviously that was bad, but it's like you would assume that they're gonna work on this, but then we got a report today that nope, they're not, and there's been actually more allegations today. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, Ubisoft? Like the fact that it seems like they're just like trying to shove it under the rug is really fucking bad, but whatever. And it seems like most of the gaming community is allowing it to happen too, which is really fucking bizarre. Like, it's so weird how like it feels like people have just kind of forgotten that Ubisoft had all those issues last year. And, like, obviously, like, today, like, more stuff came out, and, like, obviously you see people talk about it again, but it's like, it feels like, okay, I fucked that up, but it feels like another one of these situations where it's like, people are just gonna forget again by, like, a few days from now. Yeah, I did see that the Assassin's Creed community is right now in a bit of a mess over all this too. Which is, yeah, that's something. What is this mission? Oh, this is the Sentinel Part 2, right? So we're at the end of, yeah, this is the end of Sequence 3. I mean, Ubisoft's been going downhill for so long. I mean, Ubisoft, it's like, they've, like, rated the quality of the products that they were making are already going downhill. But then also, adding in the fact that they started doing a lot more like shady business practices, and then now to add on to that, like the sexual assault, what am I doing? The sexual assault and the or sexual abuse and the workplace abuse and all this stuff. It's like how is Ubisoft still like one of the biggest video game companies?
Any news of the traitor Valley? Have you found him?
He found us, Mentor. 2 of our brothers were kidnapped from this den earlier today. Now Wally is demanding that we hand over our property to the Templars.
And it's like, it's so weird how like people are still supporting Ubisoft, just in general. Like obviously not in terms of like I obviously there's not many people actually supporting them in terms of the sexual assault stuff. But it's like people are still supporting the general company. When it's like it's very clear that the leadership of the company should be thrown out. Like the leadership of the company should not be there anymore. Like they've clearly fucked up to astronomical okay, can you okay. But yeah, in astronomical ways, like why are these people like why is Yves Guillemot, I mean like obviously he's like the founder of the company and all that sort of stuff. But like the fact that he's still CEO is mind blowing to me. It's like how has he not been kicked out at this point? Yeah, what's up, man? Prettium told you. I didn't even know Prettium even knew I existed. I mean, the fact that Prettium knows I exist is actually mind-blowing to me. I will have the guard on you, Ivan. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Prettium, I mean, is pretty much the person that inspired me to do at least Survivor content to a degree. I mean, like, I'm too fair, I probably would have done it either way. It's just that, like, obviously, like, Prettium, I did watch Prettium's content. What am I doing right now, by the way? But I did watch Prettium's content before I started, the channel and everything. Yeah, this thing, like, people talk about, like, how, yeah, obviously, like, I feel like I've become, like, this kind of, this figurehead for, like, dominance in stuff, like, talk about dominance within Survivor, and, like, people, always bring that up, but I feel like, people misconstrued what I consider dominance, in Survivor. And to be fair, I think a lot of that comes from me explaining it very poorly in my older videos. And again, that's why I did that. I did my philosophy on the Game of Survivor video a while back. But yeah, I do feel like a lot of people misconstrued how I feel about the actual game. Where they think all I think that matters is dominance, when obviously very clearly it doesn't. Okay, well, I fucked this up already. Whatever, let's just try to not die, I guess. Yeah, gonna be honest though, like, just okay, come on. Just in general, for a while, I've just... Okay, cool, I actually died. I actually fucking died. Cool. Yeah, I don't like challenge winners, because, like, challenges are based on... Like, there's so much variance in challenges. like the fact that a challenge one day can be like this very physical, like dig in the sand, find a bag of things, whatever, do a puzzle, and then like the other day could be an endurance challenge of you holding your head holding your head up in a block and bouncing on your head, and like all that sort of stuff. It's like there's so much variance with competitions that the fact that you go on an immunity challenge run like doesn't mean much to me. It's like it doesn't it's really luck. Like it's a lot of luck dependence there. Obviously, there are people who are very good at multiple types of challenges, and I think you have to give them credit for that. But like the fact that someone goes on an immunity run doesn't mean much to me because of how much variance there is in just the like basic concept of going on an immunity challenge run.
More forest.
I'm such an idiot. I literally just did. Okay, let's okay, whatever. Let's just call the assassins. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I feel like just in general, like people like seem to underestimate the element of luck within all of these reality. Okay, cool. Within all of these reality shows, which is kind of ironic coming for someone that talks about dominance. But okay, let's just actually try to get through this fight first before I get onto this. And I don't know why I'm fucking up this fight so much. Okay, good enough. There we go. My kid says hi. But yeah, I mean, like really a lot of the game of Survivor and Big Brother especially, there's a lot of luck involved in these games because there's so much variance in how the games play out. And again, Big Brother even more so with the fact that, like, obviously HOH result, like the fact that yeah, I talked about the variance in competition results, but it's like also it's like when you think about Big Brother, where like power comes from, or like at least direct power in the sense of the power to actually like nominate people and all that sort of stuff. Like the people who are actually in danger end up coming from people who win challenges. Why am I doing so bad here? Come on. Whatever. This is so pathetic. Like, this is really pathetic. Okay, I think we got it. Good enough.
Was it Bali who did this to you?
Mentor, forget me.
Opinion on Ozzy versus Yule. I don't even remember my opinion on Ozzy versus
He'll be
Yule.
on his way there now.
Like, I really don't. I mean, like, I know that I don't think Ozzy should have won. Or are you talking about, like, the final result of, like, well, no, but then that wouldn't be a thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember my opinion on Ozzy. I mean, that's the thing, too, is, like, I don't remember half the shit I say in videos. Like, I know my general opinion on things, but, like, when it comes to, like, specific things I say in my videos, like, I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, Ozzy's... It's like... What do you quantify as a bad player? It's like, I mean, I think, like, when we're looking at the grand scheme of Survivor, like, ranking at all, like, 600 players or whatever, like, he's top half. Like, I mean, like, he is very good at the types of challenges that are there on Survivor, like, for the most part. Again, like, obviously, again, there's variance in there, but it's like, fuck off. Just in general, like, the types of challenges that are there, Ozzy is very good at the majority of them. And again, at the end of the day, that is a element of the game, especially when you're ranking players. Like, especially when you're ranking these people on how well they're going to do on any random appearance, like, that is an element of the game still. I think the problem, and, like, to be fair, I think Ozzy, like, has some strategic ability within the game. Like, I don't think he's like this complete bumbling idiot strategically. Especially like, I can't say that though, because like, I mean, like, if we're looking at like something like Cook Islands, like he takes control of it, right? Like he has leadership abilities. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like, not necessarily that he's like the super strategic person, but he's able to get a group together and keep them together for at least a short period of time. Again, the problem is that it's like, obviously he becomes too much of a threat by the end game, that he's never or he rarely wins a season without having to win a whole bunch of challenges. And even after winning a whole bunch of challenges, he still doesn't win Cook Islands. Wait, why can't I do this? Oh, I can. Okay. I forgot the UI is so weird in this game. Yeah, but I mean, making merge means nothing. Like, just because you make merge every time means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like, if you can't win from that point, then it really means nothing to just make merge. Like, I mean, like, people, like, I would say that, like, someone like an Andrea is a better overall player than someone like Ozzy. Both of them having made merge every time they've played the game, even though Ozzy technically came closer to winning the game than Andrea ever has. Yeah, I mean, like, the problem with Ozzy is, like, I just don't ever, like, I would never have faith in Ozzy ever winning a season. Like, obviously, like, South Pacific was the best chance he had. But even then, like, that came from there being Redemption Island on that season. Him essentially winning, really winning out. But also, like, Redemption Island just in general is a format that very much favors Ozzy, where he's in a one-on-one competition. Like, he's not, like, and we see him, like, when he goes 1v3 in that final immunity challenge, like, he ends up losing there. Like, I feel like... Wait, what? Oh, I'm going here. Again, that's the problem with me when I stream. Like, I'm not even paying attention to the game.
But you alone are not enough to save this city.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think Ozzy would be a better Big Brother player than Survivor. I mean, mind you, like, Big Brother challenges in general are different. But if, like, Big Brother was a game that had the same challenges as Survivor, I think Ozzy would be a much better Big Brother player than Survivor, because again, like, in Big Brother, challenges lead to power, and like, while obviously you need someone that's able to manage that power well, and I don't think Ozzy is that type of person, like, still him being in that power position more often is definitely something that would make him a better player on Big Brother than Survivor. Again, when like looking at obviously on Survivor, like looking at South Pacific, like, even if he was winning out and stuff, like, he was always on the bottom. Like, he was never in a power position in that season, even though he was winning all these challenges. While, like, on Big Brother, if he was winning all these challenges, like, he would be the HOH, he would be nominating people, or he would definitely be in a better position within the game on a Big Brother season. That, and also I just think cast-wise, he's also probably just the type of person that would blend in more with a Big Brother cast. Well, like, again, like, on a Survivor cast is kind of just too big of a threat. Oh, I don't think that. I think it's debatable. I think it's. I think that's definitely debatable. I tend to believe he would take Yule to the end. Largely because at that point, Ozzy was someone that was preaching so much about people that deserve to be there. I do feel like if you were to, like, put a gun to my head, say, okay, does he take Becky or does he take Yule? I think he takes Yule. But it's not a guarantee for sure, obviously. And even then, even if he takes Becky, though, it's like he's barely winning the game. Like, people talk shit about Becky, but it's like Becky's getting votes there. Like, Becky's getting Yule, Sundra, Penner, possibly Candace. It's like she's getting votes. Like, yeah, like, Ozzy probably wins the game there because, like, Adam goes Ozzy over Becky because he had no deal with Yule. Or he had no deal with Becky, unlike he did with Yule, but, like, like, it's probably still a 5-4 vote. Should we start this sequence? I guess we will. Initially I was going to do side content right away, but again, it like puts us in like a prime position to start the mission. So I guess we'll just do that. And then we'll do side content after this mission, which is actually pretty long, but whatever.
We should trade stories if I'm not dead by this time tomorrow.
Is there a chance of that?
We learned that the Byzantines are planning to infiltrate...
But yeah, like, just in general, though, I don't remember half the stuff I say in videos at this point.
If they do strike, it will be tonight at a
I talked about this in one of the previous streams. Like, I don't remember my rankings anymore. It's like, obviously at the time I do a lot of research. I do, or I need to make the ranking, but like, as time goes on, like, I just don't remember.
We want to protect our Shehzade, not interrogate.
Yeah, auction should come back. I love the auction. It's such a shame we haven't had it since, what, 30, right? Because they broke the auction. It's like, it's so weird to me that like Jeff Probst is so pro family visit when he's so anti-auction. Like, he talks about like the auction, like, oh, people don't care about seeing people eat food and stuff. It's like, the auction doesn't, like, the auction was never like, I mean, I guess it's probably in like Australian Outback it was about them eating food, but like, I feel like the auction is just a way for them to have like really fun character moments. And it's like, I would much rather have the auction than family visit. I don't give a shit about the family visit. Like, I don't care about, like, the Winners at War family visit was so boring to me. Yeah, it's like, which, by the way, that's a video I thought about doing at one point, or at some point down the road, is ranking the auctions. I think that'll be fun. Ranking the family visits, too, probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But, again, to be fair, it's like, how much do I really have to say about the family visits? Auctions, I think, is a lot more interesting. But then again, there's not even that many, right? I think there's only, like, maybe, like, 15, if that. Okay, well, what am I doing? I'm gonna fail the full sync. This is gonna be so depressing. And what is going on? Okay. Okay, I just messed that up even more. Okay, cool. I'm not even gonna bother then. Alright, I'll actually read chat now. Yeah, Australia's new theme reveal. Yeah, I talked about that. Brain versus Brawn. It's fine. Again, like, I was expecting it. I already knew for a while now that they were going to use a US theme. That's kind of the most obvious one that comes to mind, based on, like, something that that the Australian Survivor production team would do, especially considering how, I mean, in many ways, it's not that different from a Champions versus Contenders sort of season, where, like, the champions are essentially the Brawn tribe. Just kind of reformatting the Contenders to be a Brain tribe isn't that radically different, so not surprising. Fully expected it. I thought it was already also that didn't expect the beauties. I mean, like, I did expect it to be Brain Spawn Beauty, but I'm happy that's not Brain Spawn Beauty, because I always found it weird that the Beauty tribe is a thing to begin with. Yeah, like, I think this has been, like, talked about on, like, RHAP and stuff, about how to modify the auction to bring it back. Like, I mean, maybe just, like, keep everything covered. I think that's a thing you could do. Just, like, tell everyone that there's no, advantage. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely ways for them to do it. They just don't bother doing it. Which, again, is a shame. I mean, just imagine, like, if there was no auction on Survivor 30. Like, what would that season turn out like? I mean, to be honest, it probably would have been even worse than... It's like the auction played such a major impact on 30, which is, like, ironically the time they decided to essentially give up on it. Yeah, I mean, like, when was... So, yeah, we had one in 30. There was one Cagayan, right? I don't think there was one San Juan del Sur. There's none in Blood vs. Water. Then I think we had, like, Caramoan, Philippines, and One World. I don't think we had one for Redemption or South Pacific, right? Because like there wouldn't have been time. Was there one for Nicaragua? No, right? Was there one for Heroes vs. Villains? I don't remember. So actually, yeah, there probably aren't that many auctions in the grand scheme of things. Like it's probably like hovering around the like 12 to 15 range, right? For number of auctions. I don't even know what would be number one on the ranking if I were to do it. It probably would be Worlds Apart. It would probably have to be, right? It's like...
Ridiculous.
Obviously there's other good auctions, but I feel like that's definitely like the most...
You mark the targets, and we will take them out.
Yeah, I feel... There's 16? Okay, yeah. Again, it was somewhere around there. Actually, I'm surprised it's that high, though.
Know how to play that?
Because essentially, like, the auctions has only been since Survivor 2 to 30. So, like, the fact that 16 of those 29 seasons had them, that seems like a lot. Oh, Gabone's auction's really great, too. Yeah, that would be really high. Yeah, murdering people with a fist, it's like, I mean, again, it's just a dumb thing from this game where
is close to the public. Turn around and start walking.
the NPCs just die with one hit.
We are this evening's
Yeah,
entertainment.
Gabon, I mean, like, I'm not a massive Gabon fan, but yeah, like, the auction's really great there. I'm trying to think, I mean, Micronesia has, like, memorable moments that come to mind.
You sound like a dying cat.
But luck deserts me when I play.
What is this?
I'm trying to think, like, what other auctions are, I mean, like, Token Chains is, like, you have the,
Things I do to save the world.
the Taj stuff, right? That was at the auction.
Like learning how to play.
I don't know how high that auction really lands in the grand scheme of things, though. Yeah, Samoa had an auction. I knew that. Because, you don't remember that John Fincher, was he? I forgot the actual thing he said. Like, it was like, he said, like, some, is anybody stoked on, I forgot the actual thing he said, but he says, like, something really ridiculous during that auction that I always found funny.
I sing in Italiano.
I'm assuming it's this guy? Or not. Crap, I'm fucking this up then. Is it this guy? Okay, well, I'm really fucking this up. Cool, yeah, that was perfect. Yeah, is anyone else really stoked on pie? Yeah, that was it. Again, like, it's just such a funny line to me. I always remember that. And, like, what Jason buys the advantage to, the immunity challenge there. I know that happened. So, yeah, I definitely remembered Samoa's auction. Let's see. I mean, Africa has a really memorable auction too, mainly for that one moment with Big Tom and Ethan.
So I tossed him through the air to see where he might land.
I'm trying to think, what other auctions are there? Okay, wait. Like Thailand had the pre-merge one, which is, I mean, interesting, but like not really like the greatest auction in the world.
Is clear.
But I do not see Prince Suleiman.
I don't remember the Amazon's auction. Like, I remember, like, the stories from, like, Rob Cesternino where he would talk about how, that, like, they all agreed to not bid on anything and, like, let people buy stuff for super cheap. But then, Jeff Probst got really upset. And they had to, oh, yeah, Australian Outback auction's so bad. But it's, like, it's hilariously bad, though. Like, I actually do enjoy the auction for that season just because it is so bad.
And who is that?
His uncle, Shehzade Ahmed.
Yeah, like, didn't, like, I don't remember, like, how many it was, but, like, I remember, like, they got, like, a just small amount of Doritos, and,
All on his arm.
Didn't Roger get a burger, though? I feel like that was a good one. Yeah.
No one understands my plight.
Thank you for the
Oh, I mean, again, I'm not paying attention. But yeah, obviously, like, if I were to do this video, I would have to do research. But again, it's not anything like I plan on doing right away. It's not something that is in the immediate future, but it's definitely like a video idea I think I would have fun with.
Well done, thank you.
Okay. I'm trying to think of One World's auction. I feel like One World's auction, like the main thing I remember is Kim Spradlin in the shower. I feel like that's the most memorable thing from that auction, but I might be completely wrong on that. And then Philippines. Obviously had Abby buying the advantage, right? There we go. Kagian's was interesting, but it's like with Tony and Spencer and I guess Tasha not bidding on stuff to oh, and you also had Wu with the ribs and everything, right? So that's great too. Yeah, I mean Kagian's is pretty solid. Even though I think that's kind of what caused the downfall of the auction. I think that's kind of the first point where like people aren't bidding on things. Like where the majority of people, I should say, are not bidding on things because they want advantages, and I think that's really what caused Jeff to be like, yeah, we can't do this anymore. I just feel like it's such an easy fix, though. It's such a shame that they're, like, not doing it when... This is dumb. Okay, never mind. Okay, we actually saved it, but... like, he was just about to kill him out in the open. Okay, there's one more, right? In this large crowd. I'm pretty sure... Isn't it this guy? No, not that guy. This... Okay, the guy that I want to highlight but won't let me. Okay, thank you. But, yeah, Kaer Moens. Actually, this is something I was doing today. Is I'm really, really far behind on RHAP's season ranking podcast. But I was listening to Kaer Moens earlier today, and they were talking about the Kaer Moen auction. It's kind of why auctions was on the mind there as well.
Clear the courtyard.
But yeah, I mean, like Kaer Moens is. I'm trying to think, like, what happened to Kaer Moens again? Like, obviously, like Malcolm, like, blows his load with putting his money on the peanuts and everything, right? Peanuts and beer. I mean, obviously, the beer is the more important thing there, but.
It is a relief to see you again.
Like, RHAP is, like, weird for me, where it's like, I used to be a massive RHAP fan. Like, I used to be a patron and everything. But then, like, I've kind of, like, I used to listen to, like, almost everything. Now I'm a bit more restricted in what I listen to. I did listen to all the BB Can coverage. I did, again, I'm listening to these season ranking podcasts, but very slowly. Again, I'm like, I think like almost 2 months behind at this point or something. Yeah, I mean, that's why I've talked about this before. Essentially, in many ways, I look at my videos as mini podcasts.
I would like your opinion on something.
Partially because, like, I really don't care about the visual element of it, but also because it's like, I feel like, again, like, I just in general talk about topics that I feel like you would typically see on podcasts. Obviously, it's like a one-man podcast, and not as... Again, like, I don't consider my content that good. Like, I always found that, like, I'm making the content that I want to make. I do it the way I want to do it. But I never considered it that good. So the fact that, like... actually, like, there's actually people watching my content and everything. It has always been, like, so bizarre to me. But, obviously, thank you guys for actually watching it. What am I doing right now? I am... Okay, I guess it is that way. Wait, that's the end of that mission. I mean, is this the... I mean, I guess we should just do side content, right? Because that's what, like, what I wanted to do anyway. At this point. I mean, what side content is there really to do here? Whatever. Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, like, it's so weird to me because, like, again, like, I remember, like, for the longest time, not longest time, but, like, for, like, the first 3 months of the channel, like very few people watch. And like, to be honest, I didn't care. Like, I mean, like, I would still be doing content if no one watched my stuff. Though I'll be honest, like, obviously the type of content I make has changed because of like the people that watched it, but like I would still be making stuff even if no one watched it. And like my Survivor winner ranking, season ranking, like stuff like that, like that's stuff I've always wanted to do. Like even like way before I started YouTube, like I always wanted to do a video talking about that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like I do YouTube my way. I don't really care about like what's gonna be best for the actual channel in terms of channel growth and everything. Like I do a lot of different, like I talk about a lot of different topics, which I think has very much divided my audience, where like obviously the majority of people watch my stuff for reality TV, for Survivor and Big Brother, but I also like doing video game videos. I like doing like these random videos that like I did a Gokaiger retrospective, which is like the fact that that's gotten over 1,000 views is mind blowing to me. But like I do Sasuke review, like I do like these random things at points, and like that's why I enjoy making like videos about like a whole bunch of different topics. But I think because that also causes channel growth to be definitely slower than what you would expect. But I mean, like at the end of the day, it's like it's fine. Like again, like that's never been the point of me making the channel to begin with. Like I'm kind of I'm very much content with where the channel is at this point. Should I just do this mission? I kind of feel like I should just do it just to get rid of this one. Because like we're already close to it. And I believe it's just like sneaking into the palace, right? But yeah, like I'm like right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed. It's like no one that watches, like very few people that watch my channel for reality TV are also Assassin's Creed fans. But again, like that's why I enjoy talking about. Well, I mean, like that's why, like again, when I started the channel, like Assassin's Creed was actually going to be a bigger topic than Survivor or Big Brother, and obviously that stuff just didn't catch on. But like I still enjoy, like if I had like if Assassin's Creed videos were to do a lot better, like I would definitely be like 100% fine with doing a lot more Assassin's Creed videos. The problem is, like, it's just, like, I'm not really that incentivized to really do it when, like, not that many people are watching, and also it's, like, I just have so many other videos that I want to do as well. Yeah, I've talked about the scheduling of the channel. I don't know why I don't know why I just did this. This was such a bad decision. I mean, I've talked about the scheduling of the channel, which is like, again, like half the videos are Survivor and Big Brother, the other half is like anything else, and like because it's anything else, and there's so many things I want to talk about, like it's very tough to find time to talk about everything I want to do. But it is what it is. And like that's kind of why, like at this point, like most of when I do stuff that isn't reality TV based, most of it is video game based, because I don't really have time for much else. Like I would ideally like to do things on like scripted TV and film and potentially like comic books and stuff like that. It's like I just don't have the time to, though, on the schedule. Like time in real life, but also time on the schedule. I think that's like the bigger factor in there. And like even this month, like May, like I had to do an extra video to even get one video game video on the schedule. Like literally next week there's going to be 3 videos. And the extra video that I made for next week is a video game video, and it's the only video game video for all of May. And it's a really short one too. So it's like, yeah.
I have arranged a meeting with my uncle Ahmed and the Janissary captain, Tariq Barlater.
No, I do it after.
The Janissaries are loyal to my grandfather.
Yeah, that's kind of why
I have lately become angry over his choice of
why the process takes. So essentially, what I do is
Janissaries prefer my father's
I essentially just sit in front of my laptop with a mic and talk. Now, matters what video. Like some videos I have scripts for, some I don't. Most videos at this point I don't. But I do have bullet points in front of me of things I want to talk about. Videos that are fully scripted are typically like reviews or retrospectives. And that's pretty much it, right? Like I can't think of what else there is that has like a full-on script. Most other things are either like with rankings, like I have the ranking in front of me, but that's it pretty much. With like when I talk through players, like when I do like my when I did my global Survivor winner ranking or global Survivor season ranking or like any of these like big rankings, like I literally just have the list in front of me and I just talk about and like that's why if you pay attention to those videos, like when I talk about each player, like it's very much it's very much formatted in the way that I'm like just kind of running through the person's game from beginning to end a lot of the times, and a lot of that's because it's just the easiest way for me to remember all the bullet points that I want to talk about.
Eat my nephew, Tariq. Your incompetence
Like a lot of the other stuff is added, like the visual stuff is added later, and again it's very half-assed, like straight up. I mean, like obviously, like if you can't tell, it is very half-assed.
I will conduct a full investigation.
I will conduct it.
But again, for me, it's not really the important part of the video. Like for me, it's like it wouldn't be half-assed if I didn't have the bother of copyright issues. If I didn't have the bother with copyright stuff from the beginning, I would have just added footage from shows and stuff like that. But due to having to fight with so many copyright stuff, it's like at this point, it's like I don't care. Like who cares? I mean, like the attraction to the video is what I'm talking about, and I don't like. It doesn't really matter what the visual element of it is. Like obviously, like with rankings and stuff, it's like I show the obviously person I'm talking about at the time that I'm talking about them, and like basic stuff like that, obviously. But at the end of the day, like for me, it's like the visual part is just so secondary. Like I do look at this mostly as like a mini podcast, more so than like an actual video, even though I call it videos, and it is on YouTube, so it is technically. I don't really look at it as a video as much. What am I gonna do when I hit 10,000 subs? I don't know. Again, I've said this in the past. Like 10,000 subs is like kind of the goal that I have at this point. Like I think that's like the end goal for, not end goal in terms of like I'm gonna end things when I hit 10,000 subs, but end goal is in like that's the last like major milestone I can realistically see the channel hitting at the point that the channel's at right now. Now, like obviously things can change. Like obviously like things can blow up for all I know. But like at the current state that the channel's in, I think 10,000 is the highest I'm gonna get sub wise. I don't really see it going again. Like if we're looking at the next milestones, like was it 15,000? Like I don't know. Like I don't really see it. 20,000, like even harder. 25. Like again, like, I just don't see it. Like when we look at my most viewed video, again, like this is like a thing that like is insane to me to think about. My most viewed video is my Survivor season ranking, which has 83,000 views. Peridium has over 100,000 subscribers. He has more subscribers than I even have views on my most viewed video. Again, like, mind you, I mean, I think like when we look at like the top of like when I look at my most viewed videos, I do have a good chunk of videos that have way more views than I have subscribers. To be honest, I think at this point, like if I didn't run the channel the way I do, I think I could have hit 10,000 by now. And to be honest, I think I would, if I did nothing but Survivor and Big Brother, I do think I would have hit 10,000 subscribers by now. You just look at the like if you just look at the views on my videos, like I mean, like while views have kind of slowed down now a bit, it's like if we're looking at like last year, almost every single Survivor Big Brother video I would do easily got 10,000 views. And again, I do think like if that had not been the case, I do think I probably would have 10,000 subscribers by now. But again, like at the end of the day, it's like I'm doing the channel my way. I want to still do it my way. It would feel weird to not do it my way, and like I kind of do YouTube in a way that's like anti the way YouTube should be done, and again, like obviously like very low production quality. You have kind of like very generic titles for videos. You have very generic thumbnails. You have I'm doing YouTube wrong, but the fact that I've gotten the audience I have is pretty surprising to me. And it's like the fact that and like I just want to see how far I can get with doing it the way I'm doing it. I don't plan on changing anything up moving forward. Again, I'm very much content with where the channel is now. That being said, though, I do expect... okay, can you jump? I do expect the channel to do a bit better coming into Big Brother season. And then also, obviously, when Survivor season comes up. Because, like, right now, we're kind of in the middle of nothing. We're, like, I mean, we're in the middle of, like, a lot of, like, smaller scale shows. We're in the middle of, like, BB Can, The Circle, The Challenge. Like, all shows that, like, don't do the greatest viewership-wise for me. And, like, while I still covered those shows and, like, did videos on those shows, I'm a fucking idiot. It's, like, it's not, I don't remember what I was trying to say. Again, I completely lost track. But yeah, it's not as good as what it would be with Survivor and Big Brother being back on. Yeah, Pretium obviously does it full time. I think even like Once Upon an Island does it full time, which is like mind blowing to me. How the fuck he's doing it full time at. I think he's like 15,000 subscribers or so. Mind you, he has like a Patreon and everything, so it's like, I'm sure that's a factor, but it's like, I don't know how the fuck he's doing it full time. Mind you, I mean, like, as like an extra source of income, like, YouTube doesn't do too bad for me. Like, even at the point that I'm at where the channel's relatively small, like, I make a decent enough money, like, amount of money from YouTube. But obviously, again, like, that's not really the motivation and things. Like, not enough to make a living, not even anywhere close to make a living off of, but... Like, I would need, like, revenue to be... Like, I'm talking about, like, solely based off bad revenue, and, like, obviously if I were to go full-time, I would have to, like... I would start a Patreon, and I would do stuff like that, but... like, solely based on that revenue, like, I would need it to be, like, what, like, 5 times or so, you know, living off of it? I think it's fine enough, as, like, an extra sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, like... Once Upon an Island's such a strange case for me. Like, I mean, like, I won't go too into it, but it's like, like, I've never watched his content. Like, this is the thing, I don't watch, like, Survivor content. Even though, like, outside of Pretium, I haven't really watched any other, like, Survivor YouTube channel. And, like, even Pretium, like, I don't watch anymore. Like, I just, like, stopped watching. Not because, like, he doesn't make good... Obviously, he makes great content. It's just, it's a mix of time, and also it's like I'm kind of like Survivored out just from doing, like, and Big Brothered out from just doing my own stuff. It's like I don't feel like I need to be watching even more content from that. And, like, that's why even, like, again, RJP and stuff, it's like even though I still follow it, it's like I'm very much behind on that stuff. And, like, when I'm following it, like, I'm more so following it during the seasons of the shows that they cover. As at least then it's like it's a different type of content from what you would get from, like, Pretium and, like, all these other things which are more like just general Survivor based.
I feel many things, Messere.
But Once Upon an Island, I think, started off his channel, like, with a great concept. Like, the fact that he's, like, running through Survivor history and, like, going character by character and doing that sort of thing. Like, I think that's a great concept for a channel. yeah, I don't know how much I should talk about this, but I feel like it seems to me, based on from an outside perspective. Again, I haven't like watched his content. I don't know much about the guy outside of. I know he got again that in trouble for posting negative comments on other channels.
I took a break from my
but it seems to me like he's kind of selling out in order to get a bigger audience and everything, which good on him. I mean, again, if he's able to do this full time and everything, then good on him. But again, not really something I would do. Yeah, I mean, like that's the way his channel started. Is that he started off with Borneo, talked about like Richard Hatch, and I don't remember exactly what, but like he went chronologically. Like he went from, and he's still doing it. It's just that he's doing it like he's barely doing it at this point. Like I think he's like I don't really follow his channel. We can look it up right now. I don't know what the fuck he's doing at this point, but I know that he's like I've seen that he's gotten like some other videos on like random other topics that have gotten way more views. I feel like that's kind of what he's focusing on now, but he still does. Yeah, like recently, like he did the story of Stephanie LaGrossa. So like he's on Palau now. Then I would assume. But yeah, like that's where his channel started. He started off with a Richard Hatch one, right? Yeah, story of Richard Hatch, then Alphabet Strategy, then a Borneo review, then Tina Wesson, Jerry Colby, Australian Outback review. Lex, Big Tom, Africa review. Again, like that's kind of like the way he did things. And then now he's like radically changed to where he's like he's still doing it, but he's like also doing like some of these other videos that he knows is going to get views. So yeah, like he does like, oh, the 39 most surprising secrets of Survivor Micronesia. It's like, okay. Yeah, the worst tribe. Well, okay, I guess actually that one actually makes more sense because that's Survivor Palau related. The worst tribe in Survivor history. Yeah, the 29 most surprising secrets of the Amazing Race, stuff like that. Birth, life, and death of the Survivor auction. Again, like these videos that like obviously like will do better. Yeah, the history of Survivor Challenge beasts. Top 10 most shocking winner reveals. Again, like these are videos that like very clearly would do better in terms of potential audience, because again, it's a great like the chronological thing, like in telling the story of Survivor, like that's a great concept, but at the end of the day, like there's not much of an audience for outside of, like the hardcore Survivor audience. It's like the same thing, like goes back to like why I haven't done like player rankings for each individual season. Is because again, there's not that much of an audience for it. Like even though I would really like to, it's just like when I'm like debating between that or like a what if video that is like just as entertaining to do and also like has more potential to get viewership, it's like, well then I'm just gonna do that. Because again, like these videos that are like solely based around one season just straight up just don't do as well as like a more general Survivor video would. So like again, like my Survivor Borneo retrospective or like Survivor Borneo player ranking won't do as well as again, like just any general what if video. So again, that's like incentivized me to do less of those player rankings, but I still want to do them. So like I'm still going to do them at some point. It's more so about scheduling when to do them. Like there's not videos that I'm like willing to do like every Saturday video. Like it's not worth it to like, it's not a good replacement for like some of these other videos that have a lot more potential to do better and also are like just as like easy to put together. But yeah, it's still like moving forward. It's more like season based player rankings. And I just lost the chat because I'm an idiot. Alright, there we go. Yeah, again, more clickbaity, yeah. Which again, that's another thing I've like tried to stay away from, is like clickbaity stuff. That's another thing. Again, like I try to be like I have a very weird, I don't know if you want to call it moral code, but I'm someone that's like, I'm not willing to go against what I personally feel. Wait, what am I doing? I'm a fucking idiot. I fucking broke in there, did not even fucking do the mission. I'm such a fucking idiot. But I again, like, I'm not willing to really go completely against what I feel is, again, not right, because I'm not saying like, it's not like these are like bad people for having clickbait and stuff. It's like they can do what the fuck they want, but it's just like I'm not personally willing to do very clickbaity sort of things. Like, if you can't tell, like, from my video game reviews or retrospectives, like, they have the most fucking generic fucking titles you could buy. Like, I literally have it set, that's the name of the game dash game retrospective. Then if there's like, it's on anniversary, then it's like 20 years later, 5 years later, whatever the fuck it is. And same thing goes with like season reviews, season retrospectives. Like, I have the most generic titles for my videos because I'm just not because I try to go against like the clickbaity sort of nature. Like, I want people to watch my content be there for the actual topic of the video, and not because they got like tricked into something, or because it's like it's like, I just feel like that's I try to stay away from like clickbaity sort of thing. Again, my thumbnail is also very generic. There's this one thing that I did that I kind of like don't actually like that I did with thumbnail related, which this is such a minor thing really in the grand scheme of things, but my possibility of a series that I don't even do that often, but one of my first Survivor videos was the possibility of Survivor All Winners, which I've talked about in the past. What a joke of a video that is at this point, but what a joke of a video that was, like, the day after I fucking posted it, considering the day after I posted it, or actually I think it was the night that I posted that video, I got word that Survivor 40 was going to be Winners at War. But or it was going to be all winners, obviously, because that was like back in like mid-March of 2019 or something. But yeah, like on that thumbnail I have like the phrase like "can it happen" on there, and that like always like disturbed me to have that on the fucking thumbnail. And like that, I've kept it since then, like on all the possibility of videos, just because like at this point like it's kind of like it's kind of a thing, like it's kind of like the format of those thumbnails. So it's like, it always like disturbed me that I actually put that on the thumbnail, because like most of the time with like my thumbnails, like it's usually literally the fucking title of the video. Like that's literally what's usually on the thumbnail, because I try to make it as generic as possible. But yeah. Might as well do this. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny to me, though. It's so funny. Like, the possibility of all winners. And, like, considering the fact that, that is one of the first videos that blew up for my channel. Like, that blew up as in, like, obviously, like, not nearly to the point that it is now. Like, I don't even know what that video's at view-wise. I don't even think it's at 10,000 or anything. But, yeah, like, that was one of my first Survivor videos. That was only I think it was my second, right? Or maybe third, I think because I did the Survivor 40 cast speculation, then I think the Who Would I Vote For came out beforehand. But, which, by the way, that's a video that I know has very mixed like to dislike ratio. I don't even remember what the fuck I said in that video. So, I probably should rewatch it somewhere. I talked about this before, like, I wouldn't be opposed to, like, rewatching videos on stream. I think that would be funny. Because, like, I don't remember most of what I have to say about videos. What was I looking up? All Winners. That's what it was. Yeah, what was that video at? That is at, if this thing would load. How do I have this many? Okay, there it is. 8,000. Okay, 8,000 views. But, like, that was, like, one of the first videos that started to pick up a bit of steam. But again, like, literally the night that I posted that video, I found out that it was going to be all winners. And, like, I think, like, and it's funny, too, because, like, most of the viewership came, like, while, like, I think that was technically, like, my best first day for a video at the time, obviously most of the viewership came from after. And actually, to be honest, like, even when I made that video, I knew that there was talk over there being a possible winner season. It's just that, again, like, it made no sense. Like, we didn't know that they could get Boston Rob and Amber. We didn't know that they can get Ethan. Like, we didn't know, like, there's just so many people that, like, it made no sense that they were going to be on this, like, on All Winners cast. And I still stand by, like, my opinion, like, at the time that it seems very unreasonable to think that Survivor 4 would be all winners. I still stand by that. Like, would make no fucking sense. But it obviously happened.
Salute, Ezio. Any luck?
Madamigella Sofia Sartor, Libraia, Costantinopoli.
Oh no, look at the damage.
Did they use this to fight off pirates?
But yeah, I mean, yeah, who would I vote for would be a really interesting one to rewatch. Because I don't even know if I agree with who I probably do, to be honest, because I don't think my view on that many voting situations have changed that much. I don't think. But I'm sure I said something dumb. I'm sure I said dumb things in that video, though. Like things I don't agree with, even if like the actual like decision is yeah, like the fact that like there was what 38 people, right? Because Sandra had already played. They weren't going to get Tommy because Tommy wasn't announced as a winner yet. And even Chris, like, to have him in the casting pool would have been spoilery as well, considering that was before Edge of Extinction was done, right? Yeah, that the casting and everything. So, again, like essentially you had really 36 people to work with. The fact that you got 20 of those people, and like out of the women, you got 10 women. Out of the what? I don't even remember. 14 women that have won the game. Like that's insane. That they actually put it together. Like I really like again. That's why I stand by this. Like it's insane when you think about like how they actually got this cast together. Which is also a bigger shame of like why couldn't they make better production decisions on the actual season itself?
Grazie, Sofia. I will return.
I mean, even though again, like Winners at War is like a season that like I've been mixed on like throughout, like ever since the season has aired. I know in my global season ranking I was pretty low on it. Like it was like right in the middle of the list, I think. Maybe slightly above that, but I mean, like I've since then like I've kind of gotten a bit more positive on it, but it's still an underwhelming season. What am I doing right now? Like, what do I want to do? Because I could continue on the main story, but I kind of don't want to. I feel like we should be doing some side stuff. Because that was the plan of this playthrough. Was to do the side stuff. Wait, is there a... Yeah, there's Templar influence. I guess we'll just do these. Do Templar dens. Yeah, I mean, maybe not disappointing. Did I say disappointing? Maybe that wasn't the best word to use. Because, I mean, like, still, it's really awesome to see, like, this cast together. Like, even though, again, like, I mean, but then again, we still also had, like, a great result in Tony winning the season. And, like, who would have thought Tony would have been a 2-time winner? And to play as dominant of a game as he played on that season, like, insane that they allowed Tony to play that impressive of a game on an all-winner season. But yeah, like the people, like obviously, like you had a lot of big names go out early. That is disappointing. I think like to see. I mean, like obviously there was really never hope for Boston Rob, but you see Boston Rob go home early. You see Parvati go home early. You see Yule go home early was so disappointing. Sandra, I mean Sandra's like again like never was really long for the game. I don't feel like, but. I'm kind of surprised she did go home pre-merge though. Like for me, like coming in, like I don't remember why I said in my cast, but like whenever I think of Sandra like on Winners at War, like I always thought of her as like someone that was like merge boot. Like that's kind of where like I was kind of seeing Sandra. Yeah, Yule is your winner pick. I forgot, why did I not have Yule as my winner pick? Like obviously like which by the way people mention this though, like because I mentioned in one of my videos that that Jeremy was my winner pick for Winners at War, and like I did see that someone said, oh hey, wasn't Tyson your winner pick? Tyson was my #1 on my preseason power ranking, Jeremy was the person that I picked as my winner before the season aired, or before the season was even filmed, right? Yeah, because like this was during the cast assessment, the initial cast assessment. I did pick Jeremy. I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. Either way, like both of them are wrong. Like it's not like I picked Tony, but still. It would have been funny if I picked Tony. That would have been amazing. And who would have guessed that Tony would win the Winners at War? Yeah, Wendell was a good pick too. Wendell was my number 2 on the first one, at least. I'm pretty sure my opinion went down on the preseason power ranking because at that point I was kind of looking at I didn't feel like these new school players were going to be as well insulated. And to be honest, like Wendell did a better job on this. Like, I mean, like in terms of that, I feel like Wendell did a pretty decent job actually on the season. Like where like obviously like by the time the merge, like everything's kind of fucked, but like he actually had like people at least. Like I mean, he had. Like if he didn't get very unlucky in that swap situation, fuck, we almost had it. No, we had it. We fucking had it. All right, whatever. But if they didn't get unlucky in that swap situation where like essentially their entire pregame alliance was in one group, like I do feel like he would have came into immersion in a better position at least. And like I mean, Wendell was probably never winning the season unless he had like been able to win out at a point, but. He did. I mean, again, he had Michelle, he had Wendell, he had Nick. Like he did have people. Mind you, obviously, like those are 2 also newer school winners, so not surprising that he had those people. Okay. You like Wendell more than Dom? I mean, like, I'm kind of fine with both. I mean, I like both. Wendell versus Dom? I think Wendell's the better player. I think Dom played the better game. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, I think I have a lot more faith in Wendell in any given season than Dominic. But I think Dominic played the better game on Ghost Island. Considering the fact, especially considering the fact that Dominic came into that final jury, like until final tribal council, with 5 locked votes. Like the 5 people that voted for him were always going to vote for him. Mind you, I think you have to flaw him for not getting another single vote. But like I do think Wendell even getting to a tie is like a bit of a like luck-based thing in its own right. Where again, like you had the Angela voting for him because, like, she like looked up and like Wendell was looking at her, so she was like, "Oh, I gotta vote for Wendell." It's like it's so dumb. Like the fact that he gets Angela's vote is such a fluke, and like that one vote alone would cause him to lose the game. So, like again, not discrediting Wendell in the sense that like again he still gets her vote, and again you can still attribute that to how Wendell made her feel throughout the season, like the fact that Wendell was still able to do that. But it's like really though, I do feel like that was a I do feel like Dominic was more secure in a potential win coming into that final tribal than Wendell was. Like where Wendell had to have everything go right for him, and it just so happened that it did. While Dominic pretty much had the game won. Like he literally needed one more vote. Yeah. First 5 voted for Dom. Last 6 technically was Laurel voted for Wendell. Which I think that's also like I think that could also be looked at as an indictment on Dominic. Sorry, in the sense that Dominic got the votes of these people that were the furthest removed from the game. And I talked about this in a previous stream when it comes to bigger juries and how they affect jury performance and everything. But Wait, what am I doing? I'm not paying attention to the game. But, yeah, I do think the bigger juries do benefit these more dominant figures in games. As I feel like Dominic was someone that was looked at as the leader of the group, and through that, a lot of the people that were voted out earlier, who didn't have as much personal connection to the people that got to the end, were more inclined to vote for Dominic, as he looked like the person that was leading the game. I'm not even paying again. I fucked this up again, but like whatever. It's probably for better that I just end up dying right now, to be honest. Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna let myself die. It's fine. What happens if 3 people get 3 votes each? There's not going to be that situation. Like, that's why they changed the jury vote. Like, that's why they, like, this is the thing that I think, like, people, like, for some reason, like, it doesn't seem that people, like, understood this, that, Survivor fucked up, essentially, for a while, where, having a 9-person jury in a final 3 left up that situation for 3-person, like, a 3-way tie, essentially. Where I don't think they had a planned tiebreaker. Like, I do think they probably revote in that situation, but I don't think that was the plan. Like, I don't think they ever thought that through to where, like, that was a possibility. But I think it was during Philippines where they kind of accidentally got their way, and where Dana got medevaced, which meant that they started the merge a vote late, which meant that they had a 1-person smaller jury where they had 8 people at that point. And I think at that point they kind of realized that this is the number to go with, because, like, at that point you can't have a 3-way tie. But then again, I guess Winners at War is kind of fucking that up, isn't it? Or Edge of Extinction. So I guess that maybe that's like a thing that's like, whatever. But like, for a while though, like, that's why they did like these 8-person juries and like these 10-person juries and like these like essentially these even number juries on final 3s, because you can't have ties there, or you can't have a 3-way tie. Again, like with an 8, like the closest tie you can get is a 3-3-2, where that person with 2 votes will be the deciding vote. 10-person jury, same thing, where it's a 4-4-3. But yeah, I mean, like, the answer to the general question, yeah, if there was a 3-way tie, I think they would just revote. And they would probably just not even show us the initial tie, I don't think. I think they would just pretend that the second vote was the initial vote. Unless they wanted to make it like, oh, look at this moment, 3 people tied at Final Tribal. It's like, I could see them going for that, but like, I think realistically they probably just wouldn't show it. Because I think it would also just show a flaw in the format of the jury, if that were to happen in one of these earlier Final 3 seasons. Because that was a while, by the way, like that we had Final 3s with 9-person juries. Like, it's really insane to me that they actually never, like, that they didn't change it earlier. Because what we had, I know One World, obviously One World was last season to do it. But because what, going as far back as Cook Islands, like the initial one, like had 9-person jury, Final 3. Yeah, Micronesia was a 5-3 vote because they fucked up. Like with Micronesia, it was planned to be a Final 3 with a 7-person jury, because that's the way it, like, that was kind of the tradition at that point, or like we just, well, not tradition, but we just came off of China that had the same thing. So like, I'm pretty sure that was the plan with Micronesia, but then because James got medevac so early in the round, they had to they technically didn't have to, but they decided to add that final round there with the final 3 round and have a final 2, which obviously ends up fucking over 3. Which I still, like, it's kind of weird to me that they did that, in the sense that, like, we get seasons later. Again, like, Philippines is a very similar situation where, like, a person was medevac very early in the round because that they had to change the format of it. But even with that, it's like they just decided to add a reward challenge as to the final 4 round instead of go to a final 2. Which, I mean, to be fair, is actually worse. Like, probably. But, like, obviously Micronesia was this weird situation where, like, because of that, it had an 8-person jury on a final 2, which is a really strange circumstance to be in. Where, again, like, Eliza was, like, hovering between the two of Parvati and Amanda, and, like, if she had voted for Amanda, like, it could have been a tie, and then what do you do at that point? Again, like, I think they probably just revote. Again, I'm not paying attention. Like, yeah, I just love how, like, I'm playing a game, like, not even paying attention to what I'm doing most of the time. We're gonna recruit the assassin, I guess. But yeah, like, I'm not in a big rush to finish this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, and that's a major reason why Suri is one of the best never wins, because she essentially wins Micronesia. Like, while I do think you have the, like, but then can you really falter? Can you falter for not expecting a final 2 when we just had 3 seasons in a row of a final 3? And mind you, I think you can to a degree considering the scheduling of everything. But, like, even then, like, her entire game was set up in a way for her to get to the final 3 with Amanda and Parvati. Like, she wasn't, like, even by the time James gets medevac, like, that was still her plan by that point. And it's like, who else, like, how else would she get to the end? Like, I mean, unless she was with one of Amanda or Parvati, because, like, what is it, Natalie and Alexis within the game were more loyal to Parvati than they were to Suri, which, again, I guess you could fault Suri for not being closer to them, but that was because she, again, was under the correct assumption that Parvati and Amanda were going to take her to the end, so she didn't need to be the #1 allies of those people. I don't know, there's a lot of wonkiness with Actually, let's buy this bank here so we can get that money. Because we're gonna probably end up needing money at some point in this playthrough. Yeah, I also love, like, I did a player, like, whoa, what video was it? It must have been the top 10 player video, right? Where, like, I had Suri in the top 10, like, I had Suri at number 5. And, like, I remember, like, I saw a comment that was like, oh, look at him just trying to suck up to the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, again, like, Suri, like, putting Suri in the top 5 is like sucking up the thing. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and that's why I stopped reading comments. There's, like, there's some really dumb comments that I could easily get really frustrated. Yeah, like, I think Micronesia alone is already put Suri as the best to never win. Like, she doesn't even need Game Changers. To be honest, Game Changers, for all intents and purposes, I think is her, I think is a worse game than both her Panama and Micronesia games. Yeah, I mean, I think like, to be honest, I don't even think she plays that good in Game Changers. Like, I think she makes a lot of poor strategic decisions over the course of that season. Which I guess I've actually never had the opportunity to really talk about, have I? Like, I've talked, like, very generally about her Game Changers game, but, like Game Changers is actually, like, I don't consider that great of a game. Like, yes, she wins if she gets the end in any scenario, but I think that's just because she's Suri. Like, not necessarily like, oh, she has the reputation, but I think she's just a naturally likable person. She's, like, someone that, like, even the people out there want to root for in most scenarios. I think when we look at it from a pure game standpoint, like, how she strategically maneuvered through the game, I think she plays, like, pretty mediocrely there. where again, like, she's on the outs for the Aussie vote. She does good work pulling in Michaela. I think that's like a good thing she does. But it's like she's kind of like playing the game for Sarah to a degree. Like, she's just allowing, like, her plan is to get to the end of Sarah, who is someone that is a lot more strategically active within that season than Suri is. And like, we have her like trying to use the vote steal against Sarah, and it's like, that's just inherently a bad move. Like, even if she was allowed to use that vote steal, the fact that she was like taking that advantage from, like, she was using the advantage that Sarah gave her against Sarah's wishes, like, that's a terrible move, especially when Sarah has a very clear other option there in going with Brad and Troyzan. With someone that, like, we know from, like, postseason that her and Troyzan were super close out there. So again, the fact that, like, Suri doesn't, like, really even think of that as, like, an option, I think is a... Like, I think, like, the fact that she even considers doing that move to begin with is very bad in my eyes. I guess we'll do this mission. Why not? We're already here. Yeah. Yeah, like, when talking about, yeah, like, needing immunity, it's like, for me, it's like, again, if you need immunity during a round, then you've done something fundamentally wrong with your social or strategic games. Where, if you're at a point in the game, like, it's like, do I really want to go down this rabbit hole of, like, describing, like, how I look at the game again? But again, like, I've done this video, my philosophy on the game of Survivor, where I feel like I did a decent enough job explaining how I look at the game. Like, to be honest, I probably could have explained certain things better, but, and to do it kind of offhand here is kind of a bit more difficult. But again, like, when you look at, like, the game of Survivor and how the game of Survivor or Big Brother, both of them, are won, the way that those games are won is through, okay, where am I looking for here? Oh, duh, it's right here, right? Yeah. Like, the reason why I put so much importance on the social, really the social game, like, that's another discussion too. It's like how the social and strategic games are so intertwined. But and the reason why I put so much importance on the social game over, like, the physical game and all this sort of stuff is, like, because, like, again, you don't win the game of Survivor through physical, like, through your physical challenges. Like, you can win through the respect you gain through winning physical challenge, but even then, that's, like, inherently part of the social elements of the game, the gaining respect element of it. It's like, the way you win the game of Survivor is through like, social means. It's through essentially your social game, like having the respect from the jury to have them want to vote for you. So that's why I mean, like, again, like, the way that someone socially maneuvers through the game is, like, so much more important to me than, like, just winning out through challenges or idols, which I feel like if the game had been won through that, it would have been a radically different game, and it would be a radically different game to assess. Again, that's why, like, something like the challenge is, like, a radically different game to assess, because, like, the challenge is a game won by the challenges. So through that, it's like the actual strategy and stuff, like, isn't that important to the challenge.
Excuse for such a recklessness.
Oh, hey, it's Justin Fig. Yeah, I believe you're one of the few people that is actually that's watched stream that is not here for, like, Survivor talk and Big Brother talk. But yeah, again, today's been fine so far. I mean, obviously it's really late where I'm living. It's What time is it? It's like 2:20 in the morning. And to be honest, I'm not even that tired, if I'm being honest. I probably could go for quite a bit longer if I really wanted to. But yeah, got a really late start to the stream here, though, because just some stuff came up at the last second. Or like I was planning on streaming like a good like over an hour before I started, but obviously things don't always work out. Yeah, right now we're just doing side content because, again, I eventually plan on doing a whole bunch of side content in this game. Like I pretty much plan on doing everything like that has some like importance to the narrative of the game. So like we'll do the Desmond journey stuff later on. We'll do Lost Archives. I think we'll even watch Embers by the end of the stream. Okay. No, fuck off. Okay, fuck off. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Oh, you're in Hawaii. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I noticed that you show up like really late into my stream, so it's like you must be at like somewhere that has like a radically different radically different time zone from where I'm at. Yeah, again, I'm surprised as many people show up to these streams as they do. I mean, while there's like times where like there's no one here, there's also like times where there's like 5 to 6, 7 people. Like I'm surprised there's even that many people showing up to these. Considering how late they are and how little I've cared really about these streams. Like these, again, like these are just, it's literally me to like just deciding to play a game before I go to bed. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, okay. I was controlling none of that. The game literally just spazzed the fuck out, and essentially the controller died and everything, and like the character is just moving by himself for like a good 30 seconds there. I've never seen that before in my entire life, but that was so bizarre. Okay. That's something. Have you done newbie cast video? No. I plan on doing it. That is a video idea that I have on my massive list of videos to do. That is a video I plan on doing I like ranking every newbie cast in Survivor. Really, I mean, like, it probably would just end up being like ranking every Survivor cast, because like at that point it's like, why am I splitting this up? But like I might as well just do it as one big video, and rank every cast in the history of Survivor. Again, it's not something I'm like I don't even know what I was trying to say there. It's not something that I'm planning on doing like right away, but it's definitely a video idea that I plan on doing at some point. Yeah. What am I doing right now? Again, I just like lose focus so easily in this game, or when I'm playing games on stream. Should I be doing the renovations? It's like I probably should. Actually, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I need to do the Master Assassin missions. I haven't even started that, which yeah, okay, we need to pay attention then with something here. So we need to. Well, I can't though, because, well, actually no, I can go to a den. Okay, let's go to a den, and then we'll figure things out from there. But yeah, like I've talked about this before. I have like a massive spreadsheet of video ideas that, again, when do I get around to them? I don't know, but again, it's literally like 700 video ideas on that spreadsheet. mind you, some of them are like videos I'm never gonna do. Like it's literally on there just because it's like an idea that popped to my head. But like I'm pretty sure on there is like some really random videos that I would never do. But like I do have a massive list of video ideas that again, like most times like people recommend videos to me. It's like I have most of those videos already on my list. Like I have I took a pretty long period of time to think through, to brainstorm a lot of video ideas, and to be honest, the predicting Jeff Probst's winner and season ranking videos that I just recently did, those were actually a fan. That was actually a fan. I'm like, whatever. It was like it was a comment that I saw that I was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, so yeah, how should we do this? So we need to upgrade both of them, right? Well, I mean, we need to upgrade like 6 of them eventually to get all the Master Assassin missions. I think it's 6. So should we go? I think if I remember right, I think the best way to do it is like to do a really difficult mission, but then like put the top guy in. But then also, well, but then this one's too tough, I guess. Maybe this one? Yeah. Let's do this and like this, so that like he will get like a whole bunch of XP. Or let's do this one just because he's closer. So we can do that, and then just because we're here, we might as well like do an easier one for him. Okay, he can still do level 2. Can he do level 3? He can't. Okay, so do level 2 mission for him. Alright. There we go. Makes me wonder if Jeff watches seasons as they air. I think he does, right? Like, there's no way he doesn't watch the show. Like, I feel like it would be bizarre to think that he doesn't watch the show. Julie Chen? Like, if we're talking about Julie Chen, does Julie Chen watch Big Brother? I can almost guarantee you she does not. But Jeff Probst watching Survivor, I feel like he's got to, right? I mean, like, he's like a... But then again, like, he's also, like, a major, like, influence in the editing and everything. Like, he's there, like, the entire way through, pretty much. So it's like... maybe he doesn't, but, like, I would guess he does. Like, I would be very surprised if he doesn't, watch the episodes. Like, that would be a really strange concept to me. But then again, like, I've said this, like, I think I said this in my season ranking. Again, who knows what made the cut and what didn't. Like, I don't remember anymore. But, yeah, like, Jeff Probst, like, remembers seasons on generalities. Like, he doesn't remember, like, the ins and outs of a season. Like, he's not, like, someone that, like me, like, where I'm saying, like, okay, like there's a 3-episode stretch here that's really boring. It's like, he doesn't give a shit. Like, he doesn't remember that. Like, all he remembers is, like, the general storyline. Like, the biggest storyline of the season. And, like, that's kind of what he remembers. Like, I think he's someone that loves Cara Moen because, like, Cochran wins the season. What an underdog story. Malcolm, what a attractive guy Malcolm is. I don't know, whatever. But like, I think that's like the main things he remembers from seasons, like those very general plot points. Yeah, I'm like, I've talked about this. Kagehan's my favorite season. Like, so much of that is because like of how big of a surprise it was at the time. Yeah, I started watching Survivor on Survivor Philippines, or like I started getting back into Survivor, I should say, in Survivor Philippines. And like Philippines was a good season, obviously a great season, but like after that we had Cara Moen, which was a bit of a letdown. I'm like, I liked Cara Moen at the time, but like wasn't the greatest thing in the world. Blood vs. Water is like good at points, but like has its slow bits throughout. Kagehan is the first season that for me is like perfection. Like I literally watched it and I was like, this is the perfect season. Like, and like it's #1 for mainly, like almost solely because of that reason. Like, because it's like a season that like I think is one of the few seasons of reality television I've ever watched that doesn't like, it doesn't have a truly bad episode. Like it's a very consistent ride the entire way through. Like, you have so many great characters on the season. Like, I think the worst episode of the season is probably the Jatia boot, possibly the Alexis boot, but even then, like, both of those have really great moments within it. I mean, like, the Jatia boot, you have Tony convincing Sarah to flip against Cliff and have them try to throw the challenge and failing at that. You have on the Alexis episode, you have Tony. Again, I guess Tony's very involved here, but yeah, you have Tony going to Jeremiah and like pretending to give him an idol clue and like throwing him under the bus and like all that stuff. Like you have really great stuff even in the like, again, not bad episodes because they're still like above average episodes, but even in the like slower episodes of that season. Like it really, like for me, I think Cagayan is the best season of. Well, actually, can I say it's the best season of reality television? I think it's obviously for debate. That's another video I thought about doing at some point. Is like, just a general like reality television, like top 10 reality television seasons of all time. I feel like that's something I could do. And to us, I haven't really thought through. But obviously Cagayan's number one Survivor season, but it's like it's probably number one. Yeah, I have friends that like first watched Survivor because it's on Netflix and watching Cagayan. So I'm really happy that like I think Cagayan's the perfect season to have as the as like the introduction to for most people to Survivor. I do find it strange that the other season they put on was Heroes vs. Villains, which, I mean, to be fair, like I have Heroes vs. Villains as my number 2 season of all time, but like it's Heroes vs. Villains. Like it's fucking weird to have like this massive 20 season anniversary, this like all-star season as like the second season to watch. I think David vs. Goliath would have been the better choice. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm not even paying attention to the actual mission. Oh, that was really convenient. Oh, is this a tailing mission? Perfect. That's a video I want. I thought about this. I want to do a ranking every tailing mission in Assassin's Creed video. Like, that'll just be funny. Again, like, don't actually plan on doing that anytime soon, but like that would be a funny video to put together. Yeah, I mean Tony. Yeah, the Tony. I love how like everyone just says the Tony episode, but yeah, Sophie Book, Winners at War, one of the best episodes possibly of all time. I haven't like fully thought. Again, that's obviously another video idea. Top episodes of all time. It's definitely the best Winners at War episode. I mean, I think like the one thing you can complain about is obviously like that it's so Tony focused that like no one else gets pretty much any airtime. But it's like, I mean, does anyone else need to get airtime when you have Tony? Yeah, I don't remember the confessional count anymore for Winners at War, but like Tony was number 1 by a lot, right? By the end of it. Like, I know within the season, like, in the middle of the season, I'm pretty sure, like, Adam was number 1 at a point. Shit. Like, I think Adam was, like, number 1, like, until his boot, right? But, yeah, I'm pretty sure by the end of it, Tony was, like, far and away number 1. Yeah, 18 confessions that one episode, which is the record, right? I believe the next highest was Chris, right? In the finale of Vanuatu or something like that.
What are you doing here?
Or is it like the highest from a non-finale episode? I forgot what the exact record is. But either way, it's a record. I know it's like some sort of record.
What? How did they know? I'm not sure. If our contacts in the Ottoman ranks do not get their money, we do not keep our special.
It is insane too when you look at Vanuatu's edit, and that Chris gets so much airtime in that, like the last few episodes. Like how like before that he's kind of just like a middle of the road like sort of person in terms of edit, and then just all of a sudden he gets like 17 confessionals in the episode.
So much to gain so little.
Yeah, that's a video I wanted to do for a while too. I just never got around to it. Is the history of Survivor confessional charts, or I don't know what the actual name would be, but essentially like talking about like the top confessional getters from each season and like running through. Why the fuck am I not countering any of these? Game. What the fuck? Okay, thank you, thank you. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, he wouldn't fucking counter any of them. Oh my god, this just reminds me how much I, like, fucking hate this, like, how slow the animations are in this game. Okay, fine. I forgot that he can kick you. Or knee you, or whatever you want to call it. There we go. Yeah, I was pretty sure, like, Sarah was number 2. That's a video I would like to do at some point. Yeah, I talked about this, but it's like doing these more, like, fact-based Survivor videos. Like, it's a lot more research, and there's a lot more time to put into them than other ones. And usually, by that point, it's like, I'm kind of like, well, I just rather do another video. But I definitely want to do that at some point. Like, that was, I believe that was even on the schedule at one point, and I just, like, decided, I don't feel like doing it right now.
Just make sure you do not turn into the criminals you are fighting.
Point taken.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to do that.
I will call on you when I need a favor. You can count on that.
Alright. It's funny too how, like, people, like, talk about like Rick Devens in Edge of Extinction is having, like, such a big edit and stuff. It's like I mean, like, yeah, he's, like, a big character, but it's like his edit isn't that ridiculous until, like, like a few episodes into the merge. It's like once he becomes the underdog, like, that's when his edit, like, really balloons and, like, skyrockets everyone else. But also, if you look at it, though, it's like it's also when, like, all the other big characters are gone, or, like, are starting to, like, be gone. It's like once Kelly Wentworth goes, and then you have, like, Ron Clark on his way out, and War Dog going and stuff. It's like, by that point, it's like, who else are you giving airtime to there? Like, obviously, like, Victoria and, like, Gavin and, like, all these other people should have gotten bigger edits, but, like, I mean, Rick Devens, like, is the more interesting TV character. And is also, like, the main character in the story. Like, they even, like, went out there. It's like, he's the person that everyone is focusing on. So it's like, how do you not make him, like, a major part of the show? Yeah. Yeah, what, most confessionals in seasons, what's Russell, right? In Samoa. But, I mean, again, like, obviously that was a very strange situation where they were obviously, like, really hyping up. Well, one, Russell was obviously just always going to be, like, the biggest character on that season, but also the fact that they were leading it up into Heroes vs. Villains, where they already knew that he also had another really great run. It's like, they kind of, like, it makes sense why they promoted him in the way that they did. I'm a fucking idiot. I just wasted that bomb, I think. But whatever. Again, what am I trying to do right now? I guess we'll do this. Try to do this den again, because I fucked it up last time, or 2 times now. Yeah, yeah, Cagayan's like one of these weird, like, modern seasons, because, like, typically, like, modern seasons of Survivor have less confessionals than older seasons. Like, obviously, older seasons, they used to tell the story through confessionals, partially because they didn't have the footage, but also just, like, I think in general, just older reality TV shows, like to use these confessionals or DRs or whatever to, like, tell their story. And it feels like nowadays, like, obviously that's been reduced significantly, but, like, Cagayan's one of these weird seasons where, like, that season had a lot of confessionals. Yeah, like, Tony has 97, which is, like, #1 by a lot, I believe, but, like, Spencer still had, like, Spencer and Cass, I believe, both have something in the 60s, right? Which is still, like, very high. Like, on a lot of modern seasons, like, the top person has around the number of confessionals that, like, Spencer and Cass had on that season. Yeah, I don't remember, like, on Island of the Idols, who had the most confessionals? Was it Tommy? I think it was, right? Like, I don't even, like, I think Tommy had the most confessionals, even though he got, like, a pretty baseline edit. Like, he didn't really get anything that special in his edit. And, like, Dean got, like, almost no confessionals that season, right? I'm trying to look it up right now. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yeah, Tommy ends up at number 1 with 52 confessionals. 17 of which came from the finale. Again, it's really ridiculous that, like, how minimal, like, confessionals were used in that season. Yeah, like, Dean ends up with the second most, right? At 47, despite him getting almost no airtime in the first, like, 4 episodes. So again, like, it's just the editing of recent seasons has been really bizarre. I think David vs. Goliath was like a relatively good one, right? Like, oh, maybe not. I'm looking at it now. Actually, no, that's still pretty bad. I think like the top result very, very close. Angelina beat Nick in like in the finale essentially, and like beat him by 1. But still like a very wonky, very low confessional season, I guess. Yeah, I'm something that, like, I used to, like, really analyze, confessional charts. Like, don't as much anymore. Like, I do keep my own count. It's not accurate, though. Like, because I'm not gonna bother to actually, like, count the 10-second gap and all that sort of stuff. But, for most shows that I watch, I do keep my own count for things. Like, right now with BBAU, I'm keeping a count. Even though it's like it's dumb to count BBAU, but like I would just feel weird if I didn't have a count for BBAU. Which, by the way, Daniel is number 1 by a ridiculous amount, and it's so funny. But yeah, like like with Survivor, I don't count. Like Survivor US, I don't count anymore because like other people do it. So it's like obviously I'll just look at their counts. But like for shows that don't have counts, again, BBAU, some of these older international seasons, like I did keep a count during those, but again, they're not accurate. But I just want to have a general sense of like where the airtime is being allocated. It's not these guys. I don't know why I'm bothering. BBAU, I don't even know if I would recommend watching it, to be honest. Like, to be honest, if I didn't cover last season, I probably wouldn't bother with this. And to be honest, last season was even good. Like, so yeah, essentially, like, I don't know if you watched last season either, but BBAU is, it used to be the old Big Brother format, the, like, BBUK-esque format. I mean, like, it was slightly different. I actually liked BBAU's, like, mixing of the formats where, like, there was some strategy involved, but it was still mostly just, like, the public votes, whatever, like, typical, like, old Big Brother format. But, with the last season, they decided, okay, let's actually add... Essentially, they were trying to copy off Survivor and, like, get the trying to get the Survivor audience on board, which is very funny. Like, it's so funny that you can clearly tell that they're editing it like a Survivor show. But yeah, essentially there's no live feeds, it's all pre-taped, and they it's essentially BB2 format. So it's like essentially there is a nominator. There's a nomination challenge where the winner becomes the nominator. They nominate 3 people instead of 2, and then the entire house outside of the nominator votes out a person, and that happens until the final 3. I mean, like along the way, like from like I think when they get to the final 10, it changes to 2 nominees. But again, you get the point. The problem with the format is that the winner is still decided by the public. which is just kind of obviously shit. Like to have this social strategy game like for the majority of the season just to have the winner still be decided by the public is kind of shit. But it's like so like that's a massive issue, plus also just like it's very clear production doesn't care about the show. About the strategy, I should say, of the show. It's very clear that they are like there is some very, like especially with this season, there's some very wonky stuff going on with now it's not even live, but yeah, there's some very wonky stuff with potential rigging, I feel like, with this current season. Mind you, I think it's playing out for the better in terms of it's keeping a certain person, it's keeping around the best character, but it is like very blatant that production is doing everything they can to keep him in the show. Alright, let's just do this. Why not? Yeah, like, I mean, the way I'm now looking at BBAU is, like, not even looking at it as a social strategy game, like Big Brother and Survivor, like BBUS stuff and Survivor and stuff. Like, I kind of just look at it more from, like, a circle lens, where, like, I'm just looking at it as an entertainment show. I don't care about the actual game that much, because it's, like, it's very clear production doesn't care, so why should I care? It's not that one. This one? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And also, like, not even just that, but also, like, that, like, that the public will vote for, like, the good, like, the hero or whatever of the story. But also, it's like, production can edit the season in a way that makes you want to vote for a certain person. Like, the edit... Okay, well... I'm not going to spoil last season, but essentially the winner of last season was someone that got a pretty minimal edit for a good chunk of it, but then, like, all of a sudden towards the end, it's like they get so much positive content, and then it's like by that point it's like it's very clear that this person's being set up as the winner, as someone that the audience is supposed to be rooting for. And it's like that's the problem with BB Can, with like Ryan being saved that one week in BB Can 6, which is so ridiculous, where no one gave a shit about Ryan coming into that week, but then all of a sudden, like, he gets this sob story on his on that veto episode, and then people decide, you know what, okay, let's save Ryan, like, because there was the public vote going on, let's say if to use the veto, Canada could use the veto on somebody, and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll use the veto on Ryan, which ends up sending home Erica, who was actually the fan favorite, which again is just like a hilarious series of events there. But again, I think that was very much influenced by the way that production edited that previous episode right before the eviction, where if they didn't edit it in a way that made Ryan look super sympathetic, then he doesn't get that vote. Again, like, it's like production has so much power in these public votes that like that's obviously a major factor as well. Which, by the way, I have a like, again, like, I guess you, since you guys haven't watched the latest season, I won't really talk about, but I feel like there's a person on this season that I feel like, to me, is coming off as a very clear winners at it. But obviously it's not guaranteed. Like, I think with BBAU, like, I think you gotta wait until, like, the last few weeks to, like, the last few rounds to really gauge who they're trying to make the winner. Again, like with last season, but I don't even know why I did that. Why did I even come over here? But with this season, I have a suspicion of someone being the person that they're going to eventually prop up as a winner pick. I mean, like, and that's the thing, like, BBAU, like, I mean, there's some really, like, there's a lot of boring stuff within it, but, like, I'm still having fun with this season. Like, even though, like, there's a lot of stuff to complain about, and I'm sure I'll talk about it in the review when I get around to it, but, I still enjoy, like, I'm still enjoying this season too much. I'm probably enjoying this season more than I enjoyed season 1. mind you, this episode... Oh, okay, fuck off. The episode today, or like from Tuesday, was really fucking bad. Like, oh my god, dude. It's like, I couldn't give a shit about like any of the storylines. Or especially like the major storyline of that episode. Like this entire week has been like a really weird week twist-wise and everything. And that's another thing. There's a lot of twists in Big Brother Australia, which again, like if this was like a more traditional social strategy game, obviously I'd be upset by it. But again, it's Big Brother Australia. Oh yeah, someone hiding sheep. How'd you see that? Like, of all the scenes, that's the scene that you saw? Yeah, someone was hiding sheep and, yeah, there was the task where someone had to hide sheep. And again, that's the sort of stuff you're going to be seeing for BBAU. Like, that's like the weird thing about BBAU is, like, half the episode is focused on stuff like that, while, like, the back half of the episode is like focused on the nominees and who's going to be voted out and everything. And the editing is so heavy-handed too. Like it's so clear who's the boot coming into almost every single episode. Most time, I will say though, I was surprised with this episode. As much as I hated this latest episode, I was surprised at the results. Though they kind of undo that by the twist at the end, but whatever. Yeah, like typically I read the edit pretty well most of the time with reality shows. Again, I've watched so many of them that's like obviously like you pick up on. Oh, I actually broke my armor. That's perfect, honestly. I'm not even gonna bother healing then. I need to find a blacksmith. But yeah, like I usually read the edit pretty well. There's exceptions, and like I'll admit when I'm wrong on things. Like I do that in certain videos, but like again, like there's like BBAU for me. Like the boots here have been pretty predictable. Like the Challenge All Stars is so bad at this too. Like the Challenge All Stars is like the most ridiculous like editing style I've seen, where it's like it's so blatant like what they're doing almost every episode. This latest episode did surprise me a bit with Derek and what they were doing with him, but like the editing on Challenge All Stars is so heavy-handed. It's so funny to me, which I think is a fault of them not getting enough time to work with, which is really weird that they're not getting enough time considering it's on Paramount Plus and they shouldn't be restricted to the 40-minute episodes, but for some reason they are. Is there not a blacksmith around here? Okay. Yeah, Challenge All Stars, that's still going on. I'll have a review for that the Wednesday following the finale, which I believe is June 2nd. That's currently the plan. Which most of that review, like the review up to this point in the season is already like fully written. It's weird, like I'm fully caught up on Challenge All Stars. I haven't even started BBAU, and like we're like I believe at the halfway point of the season, or at least near it. Yeah, like you can't watch the challenge from a strategic lens. And again, that's what I was talking about before, where it's like, when it comes down to what the challenge is, like, I can't even assess it as a strategic game, because it's not a strategic game. Like, it's a game where, like, yeah, social strategy can help you in the challenge, but, like, at the end of the day, it's like, you could just be, like a physical beast and, like, not ever have any trouble in that, because, like, you can get to the end because like people are worried to go against you, but then also once you get to the end, it's won by a challenge. Like it's won by a physical challenge. And I talked about this before of like someone like a Fessy, where it's like someone was saying that like Fessy can never win the challenge because like he ruined all his relationships. It's like he can win the challenge. Like, I think he could easily win a challenge. Like, again, like, I don't think anyone's coming after Fessy. Or at least no one's, like, going to be like, oh, like, I'm directly going after Fessy right now. Because, again, they're going to be scared to go against him in physical challenges. And then if he gets to the end, which I think he does in most scenarios, again, I think he has a decent shot of winning a final. Again, I think it depends on the final, obviously, and if there's partners and stuff, but... like, I think Fessy definitely has, like, higher win equity on the challenge than most people give him credit for. Because, again, like, I just think the social strategy elements of the challenge don't really matter much. And really, I think a lot of that game is more so based around the physical elements. Yeah, I still don't know how to feel about Johnny Bananas from the channel. Again, like, I'm a very recent challenge fan. Just recently, like, I started watching the series in December, and, like, since then I've watched seasons 10 through, like, I've caught up from seasons 10 on. I haven't watched any of the spin-offs outside of All Stars. But, yeah, like, Johnny Bananas is someone that, like, I fully recognize as a great TV character. Like, I think he's someone that is, like, has a very good strategic mind. And, like, I think he's very, very good at the challenge. But it's like, I do think he, like, if you watch some of his earlier seasons, like, he comes off as so unlikable in some of those seasons. I mean, like, the island in particular, it's like, the island is so bad. I mean, I guess really, it really comes down to, not even, like, just solely him, but then, I mean, like, he in particular is really bad on the island, but obviously, like, just the way him, Kenny, and Evan acted during a lot of those earlier seasons. And to be fair, I think Evan was probably the best one of the three, but, like, still, I mean, like, they all acted, like, super misogynistically, and I don't know if it's misogynistically, whatever. They acted like misogynists for a lot of their seasons, and the way they treated the others was just not good. But yeah, I mean, Bananas, like, recently, I've been thinking even recently, like, that was Total Madness, right, where he gets in that fight with Ashley, and I don't think that was a good look. But I mean, like, for the most part, like, yeah, like, I recognize Bananas as, like, a great TV character. I do wonder, like, are we ever going to see Bananas again, though, at this point? He's like, it seems like he's kind of just, like, done. Like, obviously he says he's not done, but, like, I don't feel like we're getting him back on the challenge for a while. Okay. Yeah, Fessy, like, I thought, well, yeah. Fessy, like, is someone that is never winning Big Brother. Like, I don't think there's any chance he ever wins the game of Big Brother. So it is funny that, like, he comes from the show that is, like, so bad for, like, such a bad fit for him, and then he goes to the challenge, which is a game that's, like, a perfect fit for him, is, like, kind of hilarious. And I think, again, like, when we're seeing, like, Fessy being one of the most strategically aggressive people on the challenge, like, I think you know that, like, the challenge is kind of just, it's like, you just can't take the challenge seriously from a strategic standpoint. I mean, like, to be fair, I mean, like, Fessy obviously doesn't play strategically well on the challenge, but, like, still, he's, like, easily one of the most strategically aggressive people on this latest season. Yeah, I think it would be so funny, though, to see the people on the challenge play, like, Survivor or Big Brother.
It is done. How are you feeling?
My wounds will heal.
Again, like, my wounds will heal, but I'm covered in fucking blood right now, and I'm just laying, like, in this is a graveyard, isn't it? I don't even remember what this, but so it's like, this is so ridiculous.
Evet, I will. Most certainly.
Yeah, like I think Bananas, like at this point, it's like if I were to do like a top 10 player video for the challenge, like Bananas would be number one. And like his Total Madness win is pretty good. I mean, like there's some wonkiness there. I know there was there were some rumors with the fact that coming into that that final that it was only supposed to be a one-person winner, and that they changed it at the last second to be one male, one female. Which I don't know how true that is, but obviously that is something that benefits Bananas. Actually, what would have been even more impressive there, though, is that if Jenny had become the sole winner of that season, like that would have been really impressive. In that, she would have been like the only sole female winner outside of Cara Maria, right? And like Vendetta is like, that's such a wonky ending. Yeah, the fact that Jenny hasn't been back is pretty mind-blowing to me. I mean, she's not the greatest TV or anything, but like the fact that she's I mean, I guess they're like, I don't know why they haven't brought her back. Like I know she's been like in the mix, and she's been like I think she was an alternate for last season for Double Agents, I mean. But really weird to me that Jenny is kind of just being ignored by production at this point. When I mean, again, like maybe it's just unfair at that point, because she's very clearly like the best female competitor out of the modern crop. But yeah, I mean, yeah, but like she's only had 2 seasons to come back, but she hasn't been on either of them. Like when you have this like female, like, and that's the thing about the challenge is like, it's weird to me that they like kind of throw away like these really great women. Like the fact that like Amber B like wasn't even going to be on this latest season. Actually, like she was an alternate. I believe now she's on. But it's like the fact that they were like even considering not putting her on after having just won the show. Like she just won last season and had like a really great arc at the end of that season, and like they were just like not even going to put her on this season is insane to me. Yeah, Jordan Turbo. I mean, yeah, that's what caused Turbo to be kicked off, right? I need to rewatch World of Worlds 2. I will, because okay, like again, I will do a challenge season ranking at some point. It's probably not for a while, because I feel like I need to rewatch certain seasons before I do it, and I still haven't watched the earliest, like the first 9 seasons. But World of the Worlds 2, like spoiler for that, World of the Worlds 2. Like as of right now would be very, very high, and like I see so much negative reception to the season, but I had so much fun watching that season. I loved watching World of Worlds 2, and again, I feel like I need to rewatch it to really solidify my opinion. But for me, World of Worlds 2 just has so many memorable moments, and while like there's kind of a lackluster UK cast there, like it's just a season that like I had so much fun watching. Like the US group on that season is insane. Like it's literally like one of the best, like I think it's one of the best teams of people like ever put together on the challenge. Probably like outside of the champions in the ruins. Yeah, and they need like Turbo should be brought back. I don't think he's going to be though. If I were to guess, I would say Turbo's done. But I would love to see him back though. Even though too, I'm not like a massive Turbo guy. I know like Turbo was like a massive fan favorite during World of Worlds, at least from my understanding. And I didn't watch the challenge at that point, but I remember hearing a lot about Turbo. But like still, I think Turbo's someone that he like should definitely have come back by now. I think the problem with Turbo though is I think they're just scared of him, right? I think they're just scared of like. I mean, yeah, like CT has come back since then, but I think CT's also like changed as a person. Like I think he's a much more mellow person nowadays. While like, and like if you pay attention, like CT doesn't like after what happened on Duel 2, like he hasn't come back again until Rivals, which is how many seasons is that? 4 seasons, 5 seasons, like from 17 to 21, and even then it's like I believe like they were trying to bring him back, but they were like there were people that like didn't want to come back, right? Like that said that they wouldn't come back if CT was also on the cast, and even then that harmed. Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. I never fucking lit the fire. I'm a fucking idiot. I never even lit the fire here. Yeah, I believe like people were saying that they wouldn't be on the same cast as CT. And like that's why they kind of had to ease him in there, like putting him on Cutthroat as like a mercenary or whatever they called him at that point. Yeah, I think with Turbo, it's like, I mean, like if you rewatch that scene, like the like bouncers in that scene like were very clearly like, having trouble like holding Turbo back, and I feel like that's probably the thing that's what is going on. The UI is fucked, but I think that's the thing that's like holding them back from putting Turbo back on, is that I think they're genuinely just scared of him. Double agents, like I mean, I respect certain things that they did. Like I feel like it's a season that had potential, but at the end of the day, I'm not. Oh, do I fucking redo it? Well, that's some bullshit. Okay, fine. But yeah, I feel like it's a season that had potential, but it just drags on for way too long. And I feel like a lot of the, I feel like there's like a good chunk of that season that like just comes off as pretty boring to me. Because like we're just like losing these people that I just don't care about. Or it's either we're losing these people I don't care about, or we are, fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up again. No. Oh, fuck off. What the fuck is that? Why would you fucking target that guy when, like, the other one's right there? But whatever. That could be right, fucked it up. But, yeah, like, I mean, that, like, stretch of, like, losing Michi and losing, Amber M and, like, some of these people, it's like, I don't care about these people. And then we also have, like, the Teresa being, like, the big target for, like, 3 episodes, where it's, like, again, like, it's pretty obvious who's going home during this, like, stretch here. Like, obviously, like, Teresa's being targeted, Jay's gonna be targeted. It's, like, I feel like there were, like, stretches in that season that were really boring to me. I feel like there was very little drama on the season outside of, like, Fessy. And even then, a lot of that felt very forced to me. Like, I don't know. Like, Double Agents for me is, like, if I were to rank all the seasons right now... Actually, let's look at this. I have the season ranking on my phone. At least my opinion as of, like... Again, this is obviously, like, not an official list or anything. Like, it's not going to be the list on the season ranking. But I have Double Agents 5th from last. Actually, I didn't realize I had it that low. But, yeah, I do not have Double Agents high there. Yeah, and I will say that, yeah, like, Double Agents, I think, is also harmed by the fact that it is my first season live. So, in that sense, I had to wait a week in between each episode, which I think harms the, like, my perceived pacing of the season. And that's another thing, like, again, like, before I do my season ranking, I want to rewatch a good chunk of seasons, because I feel like I need to reassess certain seasons, and Double Agents is one of those, because I need to reassess it as a binge watch. I need to reassess it as, like, having, like, watching it all the way through from beginning to end in a shorter amount of time. But I'm still not expecting it to be super high, though. What am I doing? Again, like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I haven't done anything in the game in, like, an hour, I feel like. Should I just continue the main story? I feel like I might as well. So I'm not doing anything. Yeah, one boots were really obvious. Like, I think the one elimination that was, like, somewhat interesting was Nani versus Gabby. But even then, it's like... I felt like the editing was definitely on Nani's side at that point. And I guess you could say, like, Big T versus Anissa, but again, like, editing was heavy-handed there, plus also it's like... Was Anissa ever beating anybody in that elimination? Like, that's literally like the worst elimination for Anissa. So, I mean, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would say Double Agents is like in that same ballpark for me as Total Madness. At least as of right now. Again, I need to rewatch, but like I didn't love Total Madness when I watched it. But I feel like when I think back to Total Madness, I feel like I'm probably gonna like it more on the rewatch. But as of right now, that's kind of like the same ballpark for me. Again, kind of, it's like kind of like it's right above those really bad seasons, but it's not like it's still not good. Yeah, Jay was robbed. Like I can't believe Jay's not on 37. Such a shame. I mean, I don't think Jay was robbed on Double Agents. Like I think he just played poorly. Like he just played abysmally on Double Agents. Oh, are we doing Galata Tower? I completely forgot about that. Okay, we're doing Galata Tower. This is well, I mean, I guess all these tomb missions are really great. But... Actually, we should do the memoir pages. That's what I should have done. To us at this point, I'm probably like a bit too tired to actually care enough to look for that memoir pages. But we'll probably do that next stream. How far into stream are we anyway at this point? We're almost 3 hours. Wow, okay, it's 3:11 in the morning. Okay. Yeah, I think what we'll do here is we'll finish sequence 4, and then I think we'll wind things down. So I would say like probably another like 20-ish minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and then I think that'll probably be it. Yeah, it sucked that Jay had to go against Leroy. I mean, like that was like first off, I really like both of them, but also I felt like that was like I felt like Leroy was like one of the only people to actually beat Jay on that sort of elimination. Like I feel like if it was Jay against like I don't know, like a good chunk of the other guys, like I feel like Jay probably ends up beating them. Yeah, I think it's a shame too that Leroy's gone at this point and that he still hasn't won. Like obviously he has fatal flaws in the game, and like he's not good at puzzles, he's not good at swimming. I mean, like he has obvious flaws that make it so that he doesn't win, but I really wish he did win this season. Like even though I'm more accepting of the CT Amber win now that like I feel like they did a pretty good job in those last few episodes of setting up their arc and everything, specifically Amber. I still feel like it would have been so much more satisfying to see Leroy win. But again, this is what I'm saying, where it's like, again, with the editing of the challenge, I felt like, for me, I never really saw Leroy as a true winner candidate. Especially by the time we got to the final. I feel like with so much of his storyline being set up around, like, him and Casey being like an unlikely duo and being that they're great partners. Like I felt like if he didn't come into that final with Casey as his partner, I felt like he was doomed. And yeah, obviously that was the case. While also I just felt like CT had a pretty great edit that season outside of like the Big T stuff, and I feel like the Big T, like him turning on Big T, and even then I feel like that was kind of unavoidable in terms of the edit. So I felt pretty good about CT as a potential winner. And then Amber, again, like I felt like Amber's winner edit was very obvious. Like going back to the Darrell boot, where like Darrell gets booted, and like we get this confessional from Amber saying, "I'm gonna do it for you, Darrell." It's like, why the fuck are we being shown this if she doesn't end up winning? So again, like for the women, I always felt like Amber was like the pretty clear pick for me in terms of winner candidates. And like once she gets paired with CT, I was like, okay, this is a done deal. I feel like they're the winners, even coming into that finale. Or coming into the final. I did think there was a sliver of a chance of a Cam Corey win, just because I feel like there's an argument for a Corey arc there. But I felt like there was also just enough of an argument for that being like a losing edit. So yeah, I mean, like, overall I felt pretty good, like pretty confident about CT Amber win there, even though to me again that was like the most disappointing outcome. Wait, what's the full sync here? Is it a time? Yeah, like I think CT and Cam would have been also like a like, I think that would have been, if they had been at the finale, I feel like that would have been a potential winning duo, as they would have had that arc there as well. But then again, like, I mean, I think by the point where they're together in the mid-season and they're like feuding and stuff, I think at that point, like, that's kind of where you have to end that possibility, though. But yeah, if they were a duo by the time of the final, I probably would have thought, yeah, there's a chance here at least. But again, I just felt pretty confident about Amber coming into the final. If it was Amber and Corey, I probably would have thought they were going to... Like, Amber with pretty much anybody, I probably would have thought was the most likely winning team, except for if it was, like, Amber and Leroy. Just because, again, like, I felt like Leroy's arc needed to have him with Casey if he was going to have a winning chance. And again, this is all from an edit standpoint. Like, obviously, realistically, like, who would have guessed that an Amber B CT duo would have been as dominant as they were? Yeah, that's another thing. There's a lot of, like, supposed rigging, right? That's going on with double agents. Not rigging, but like a lot of like wonky rule changes that, like, supposedly, like, Cam was like really upset at production because they changed the rules on the that one checkpoint that I forgot what they were doing, but it's in the one in the cave where CT was like the first to finish, and because of that, like, they declared CT and Amber the winners of that checkpoint, even though supposedly that wasn't clarified to the players, and that they were under the assumption that the first duo to win, or the first duo to have both people finish, ends up winning that checkpoint. So that's like kind of a wonky thing. Again, like, it seems like production at this point is very much pro CT, right? Like, that CT's like kind of their golden boy at this point, especially now that Bananas is gone. Like, that's the vibe I get. Again, like, he did get some negative content in terms of his conflict with Big T, but I feel like that could have been so much worse, though. And I feel like they were like editing him in the best possible way they could have, while still showing that situation, because they kind of had to, because it was good TV. Yeah, and that arc's really great. Like, I'm excited to see him back on 37. See how that plays out there. To be honest, CT is someone that, like, just in general, like, I would have been fine if we never saw CT again at this point. Like, with him winning Double Agents, I felt like that's kind of like a good spot for him to end his career. But yeah, I mean, like, I think seeing him back with Big T on another cast is going to be an interesting dynamic to see. It is this... Wait, no. Is it this one? No, it's not. It's this one then, right? Yeah. Wrong side. Yeah, the thing is, like, the problem with, like, all these stories about, like, the challenge, like, rigging in the challenge and stuff, is that a lot of it is coming from a source that I don't know how reliable this, like, extra information is. Where, again, like, this is from, Gamer Vev, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce their name, but a lot of, like, this, like, extra information comes from them, and, like, that's also the person that leaks the cast and everything, and they're accurate on the cast, but to me, I think it's a he, right? But either way, they come off as a very much a, like, Real Vegas for sure sort of personality, which was like a Big Brother spoiler that would have like some very accurate information, but then would also like make up other information, like pretend that it was the truth. And that's kind of the vibe I get from GamerVev as well, is that yes, they give out very real information, but they also can very much exaggerate on other things. So again, like for all I know, like this isn't entirely true, but I mean, I don't feel great about like the sense that I get from Challenge Production. Just from even just watching the show, I think there's a lot of like I get the sense that there's a decent amount of production influence with the production of that show, but again, no real proof though. But again, there's like points where like the editing is like done in a pretty wonky way where you can tell that they're like cutting things out. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, and that's, I talked about that with, the Circle, with BBAU, like, the challenge is in that similar sort of vein, where, like, I don't care, really, like, even if it is rigged, it's like, it doesn't matter to me, like, I don't look at it from, like, an analytical standpoint, like, I don't, well, I mean, I guess I do, but, like, I don't care about it from an analytical standpoint, like, I mostly care about how entertaining the show is, and I think that's, like, kind of my issue with, like, the modern landscape of the challenges. I do feel like just in general it's gotten more reliant on this like sport element, like it's trying to make itself into like a sport essentially, instead of making it an entertaining TV show. Should we buy do we have the money? We barely have the money. Is it worth it? Probably. Actually, it probably wasn't. Oh well. Oh, we already did it.
Hope to see you again.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I think it matters to show. Like, obviously, like, I mean, I don't even have that big of an issue with BB13. Like, I do, but I don't. It's like I have an issue from a conceptual, like, I don't like that they, like, it's very clearly rigged, but, it's also, like, I don't actually care that much, though, like, it's like, I'm not gonna, like, at the point that we're at now, I should say, like, now that, like, BB23 is happening, it's literally, like, 10 seasons later, I'm not, like, upset anymore, like, obviously, I would have been at the time if I was, like, really, really, I followed BB13 live feeds and everything, but I wasn't like, again, like I didn't really follow the strategy super in depthly until BB14. So like BB13, like I was rooting for Rachel, like I was a massive Brennan and Rachel fan at the time. So it's like the fact that they rigged it for Rachel, that was like cool, Rachel's winning. So it's like if it was now, obviously I'd be very upset. But it's like at the time I wasn't, and like now that we're like 10 years out of it, it's like I don't care anymore. Like it's not a big hindrance to me. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely like a lot of like Big Brother has wonkiness in it, but like I do feel like as much as people complain about rigging in Big Brother, I do feel like Big Brother's actually better than like other shows. Like I feel like again, The Circle, The Challenge, BBAU, I feel like all these shows have so much more blatant production influence in them than Big Brother does as a whole. Again, like I think that BB13 example is like a major one. But I think as a whole, it's like fine. Like yes, there are like times where like production was like asking me questions, and like they started thinking about things because of that. But it's like that's just a typical reality TV thing. Like I don't think that's like production's trying to get this, trying to get them to do that, whatever. All right, so this is it for sequence 4, right? This mission. So, again, like, we're probably gonna call it a day after this mission.
Yes. I asked Malik to ride to Jerusalem with news of Al-Mulim's death. Will you ride to Acre and do the same?
Of course.
Yeah, they definitely didn't rig it for a female winner. I can assure you that. I think they rigged it for a more likable winner, or more likable outcome. I'm like...
My mind was clear,
like, I think they, obviously they want Rachel or Jordan to win, right? Or at least they didn't want them to get steamrolled, at least.
has happened here?
Our mentor deceived us all.
Alright, yep, see you later. Again, I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon anyway, so not gonna miss out on much. But yeah, I do feel like with BB13, again, like I talked about this already, like if you run through the season with the same comp results but without the rigging, which again, like the comps that happen, particularly that Final 6 veto, is very much part of the rigging, but if we still have the same comp results, like Rachel still wins that season anyway, like it doesn't change anything, but it's still like not good, like because like if Rachel wins Final 6 veto, she gets taken off the block, probably Jordan goes, Jordan does go home. Like replacements probably Adam, and then Rachel, or then Jordan goes home 3-2 or 2-1. Fuck, I'm tired. Okay, now I'm messing up shit. But yeah, 2-1. Then final 5 round, Rachel wins HOH. She puts up Kalia and probably Shelly at that point instead of Portia. But if Adam wins veto, he still doesn't use the veto. Probably Kalia still goes home in a 1-1 tie.
No! I must know that
actually, wait, let's take this up. So, who would be the votes there? It would be, because Jordan's not there at that point. So at that point, it would be Portia and Adam. Which, yeah, that would cause a 1-1 tie. But then also, Rachel could still put up Portia, and then at that point, it's a 2-0 Kalia vote. I think. Either way, like I feel like Kalia probably goes on there, more than likely. And if that's Shelly, and at that point, it doesn't really matter either way. Actually, I guess it could matter actually a bit. But either way, I assume that Kalia would still go home at 5 over Shelly, especially because like Rachel looked at Kalia as her bigger competition than Shelly. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. No. Yeah, then final 4, Adam wins HOH, doesn't matter, veto is what determines things. Portia wins the veto, and if it's Rachel and Shelly on the block, Portia does save Rachel, I think. I do think she, I don't think she keeps Shelly in that situation, especially because Rachel was going to take her to the final 2. And then at that point, we get to the same final 3 situation. And through that, I think we get the same jury votes as well. So, like, I think Rachel still wins the season no matter what, but still, fuck. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I mean, again, we're kind of winding things down here. All we gotta do is this last part here, and then we're gonna, well, technically we'll get a cutscene, after we finish suspicion of, Ezio talking to Claudia and stuff, but then after that we'll end, the stream. Guess I might as well talk about, the plans moving forward. Potential stream tomorrow. Potential. Not 100%. Yeah, potential stream tomorrow. Actually, I think, like, unless, like, again, something happens, like, today, and, like, it's even more drastic, or, like, it takes even more time, like, I feel like almost guaranteed stream tomorrow. The question is, do I stream Thursday, which, if you were to ask me now, I would say probably no, but I think it's definitely, like, not out of the realm of possibility. After that, again, Friday, no. I'm pretty much guaranteed no. Saturday, no. Sunday, possibly, but, leaning no. And then, so, essentially after, Wednesday or Thursday. Probably next stream will end up being next Monday. But yeah, as I said though, we will just be. I'm a fucking idiot. What the fuck? I'm just fucking this up. Okay, but yeah. As I said, streams will just be more revelations until we are done with the game. Which again will probably still take a while, considering we're not just doing the main story. We still have the Embers movie, and we have Lost Archive and stuff. But oh my god, we almost failed this. That's really sad. I don't think I've ever failed this mission, by the way. But yeah, I mean, that is the general plan for a stream. We'll play until we're done. I think when we're done, we're probably gonna move. Again, if you put a gun in my head of what we're gonna play next right now, I think it's Death Stranding. But I'm not like 100% on that. So probably Death Stranding next, but it really could be anything. Like, it's not like I'm not for sure doing any like specific thing right now. I'm probably gonna work towards playing like the games I haven't played in a while for my top games of the generation video. Yeah, we could play The Last of Us 1 and 2 for all I care. Like, we could play Ghost of Tsushima. We could. There's a lot of games that we could play. Like, it really is up in the air. But as of right now, I'm leaning towards Death Stranding.
Barely 26 and already a grandmaster in command of a
That's fucking depressing, by the way, that I'm around the age that Altair was when he became grandmaster. Obviously, Altair is a fucking fictional character, but still, it's like bizarre. But yeah, I mean, what was the other thing? Yeah, that's the live stream schedule, the planned live stream schedule. Again, on the Marine Review channel, we got the BB-Can 9 player ranking coming out tomorrow, followed by the Dreamcasting Big Brother Second Chance video this Saturday.
He's a clever young man with a fortitude uncommon for his age.
What is next week? Again, next week, 3 videos next week. We got the, on Monday, we have the Why You Should Play 13 Sentinels, which, again, probably not many people looking forward to, but I wanted to make it, so whatever. It's a short, very general video, not super in-depth, but just wanted to make it for the sake of it. Then on Wednesday, we got the Survivor UK Full Altiga retrospective that everyone's been asking for, and then the Saturday after that, as of right now, I feel like this is probably locked in, but yeah, that should be the next What If video, which is a pretty big one. And what if the final 5 boots won every immunity challenge, or won the final immunity challenges? So again, running through each season of the Survivor with the final 5 boots winning an immunity challenge, it takes a while. It's like a 50-something minute video, but that's I believe the final video for a month. And I already said that the next video after that should be the Challenge All-Star review. And after that, I don't even remember, but it's probably a Survivor video, if I were to guess. But yeah, I mean, so that's the schedule for that. Currently, in terms of stuff that I'm working on, we got, again, I'm playing Final Fantasy 15 DLC right now, so that I can do a video on that. Again, I talked about this earlier in the stream, but I have decided to split my retrospective essentially into 2, where I'm still going to be doing my 5-year retrospective on Final Fantasy 15. That will still come out the 5-year anniversary, but I want to also do a video on the DLCs plus transmedia as a separate video that will come out eventually. So that's the plan for Final Fantasy 15. In terms of editing, tomorrow I plan on starting the editing on the 2020 Year in Gaming video, and hopefully I can get that done by Friday. And in that, I'll be done with this batch of videos, and then I could focus on the Challenge All-Stars review, and I could focus on the BBAU review, and then eventually start the next batch of videos, which is going to require some rewatching of Survivor. I got the Survivor Africa retrospective that I need to work on. I have to watch all the Survivor finales. to rank every finale. Like there's some pretty big rewatching that's gonna need to happen. So that's gonna happen there as well. So yeah, I think that's kind of just all my general plans in terms of the channel moving forward. That is it for the stream here. Yeah, thank you to everyone who showed up that chatted. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, thank you for watching.